All right. Ladies, gentlemen, generates, everybody, welcome. This is the last session that we're going to do for the year. So make sure that you are in tuned to what we will be discussing today. Trade ideas, options education, setups, technicals, macro, micro, sector analysis, a whole bunch of stuff. Today's show is brought to you by me and Nick Shaheen. We got a great session packed for you today, so make sure that you don't miss it. I do have to give a couple of shout outs here. Of course, we got Aaron in the house, Alan, David, Don, Donald, a couple Donalds there, Fred, Frank, Harry, Joseph's in the house, Lawrence, Melody. All right, it seems like a packed session. We got a couple hundred people here. Just make sure to leave your questions until the end. But as far as like tickers that you do want to review in the chat, let me know when you guys are ready to start. But in the meantime, I want to let you guys know that Nick does, you guys already know, but Nick does the live room Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. Sundays, 10 a.m. till 1 p.m. Everything's Eastern. And right now, Nick was actually in the live session. He just got off because he does it every day. Nishant is good to go. Radio Wayne, Ernst, good to see you, brother. Randall, Lynn and Randy in the house. Okay, nice to see that. All right, folks, let's go ahead and bring on the man of the hour, the myth, the legend, Nick Shaheen.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
It never gets old. It never gets old.
Well, you know, we always got to improv here, man. So listen, man, it's the last session that we're going to do for the year, Nick. Let's make it a special one. I know you got some really interesting stuff that you do want to share with the community here, right?
I got nothing. I'm high on what happened today. Oh my God, what a day. No, seriously, maybe we should focus today on just wrapping up what happened in the market in general, and then giving you a couple things to do's. Like, you know how you make New Year resolutions. I'm going to give you simple ones, and
Okay.
hopefully it will help you for the whole year. And then, of course, I'll tell you what we're doing in the live room and the chat room, and what we're doing right, and how it can fit with whatever style trader you are. And we'll take on tickers if they want.
Right. It's very important to know we have we have people here that are just starting to trade. We have people that only buy calls and puts, people that do condors, butterflies, people that only do spreads. And the good thing is that Nick caters to everything. But before we get started, Nick, let's just ask the people. Let's ask the crowd. If this is your first time in one of these sessions, put a 1 in the chat. If you've been here before, put a 2 so that we know where to take the combo. All right. Nick, quick question.
I'm watching.
How you doing with the bangs? You need me to send you another case or what?
No, I quit.
What? They didn't sponsor it? They didn't do this?
No, I have a case right here, but I promised somebody I would drink less. I see more 1s than 2s. That's good. I see a lot of 2s, 2s. I see some names I recognize for sure. I'm pumped. Thomas, you and me. You should have been in the live room. Oh my God, were we pumped. I was clapping, jumping all over the place. It was amazing. I'll show you why. It was very exciting. Okay, yeah. I'm going to take away that screen of yours because it's giving me nightmares.
Let's run it.
Okay. It's like, it's beautiful. I love looking at you like that, but this is a little bit hard on the eyes. All right, I think I got the right one here. Let's share it. What do you got?
All right.
Okay. All right. So, hey everyone. Thanks for being here. Let me open up the chat somewhere else. Zoom always hides it on me. Good to see you. Looking good, man, over there. Okay, well, bunch of 2s, bunch of 1s. So it's every. Okay, so just locked down another good day in the market. So today is special. I don't know if you had the chance to be in the room. I saw you in there yesterday. I saw you pop in. You said, and before I popped out, before I answered you, you had already left. So today, the market opened down, which was fine. I expected it to stabilize. So I said, I'm taking longs, and I shared 2 types of longs. And then the market floor went out from under it. And then everything we traded in the morning, everything went to maximum loss and then back to maximum gain. And I have never seen that before that I can remember. If you bought calls, they went down 50%, and then you were green by the end of the day after the open dip. If you sold a put spread, same thing. You went to maximum loss. If you didn't do anything, if you walked the dog and came back, you won. And most importantly, we still were able to call the close of the SPX within $10. So I'm going to share with you the incredible things that we do live, but this is not part of the service. This is something extra that we threw in last year and this year, and we're continuing with it. So I'm making myself available to you like this, like I'm doing here, minus the video, 8 hours a day at least. So today I was already talking at 5:30 in the morning, my time in California. So before the market opens, because of the report, and I'm going to tell you what happened with it. So, but the fun part is I want you to see something. So this is the SPY 30-second chart. This is the S&P ETF, if you don't know. Hi. So the day was hideous. We could not stop falling. Literally, I mean, we just could not stop falling. Look at it. The market was down 2.5 on this guy, 3.5, almost 3.7, I think, on the NASDAQ. And then right around here, I kid you not, I posted this. I said, we have upside pressure to 379. We were here. We were at 375, 370, almost just under 376. I said, we have upside pressure to 379, which is up here. And then I said, I better put it down here too. So I moved it down here. And then this happened. Within 15 seconds, this candle happened. If you don't believe me, I'm going to show you the picture of before. No, that wasn't it. Anyway, I'll get it for you in a second. There it is. But the thing is, this is proof that we know what we're doing and we can help you be more successful if you're actively trading. Now, you're saying you don't actively trade. If we can do this on a 30-second chart, you don't believe we can do this on a one-day chart, like a multiple months? Look at it. This is that upside pressure. And all of this happened after I posted this and I shared it. And 330 people we had today. So how could have this yielded profits? So when I said this, a couple of people said, what would you do about this? I said, those calls in the SPY that expired today are cheap. So she said, I forgot her name. Was it Lori? I can't remember. She said, I said, I would buy the 378. It was 63 cents, or the one above it, the 379 call, it was 30 cents. She paid 30 cents, and they took a little bit to explode, because when this happens, what else happens? The VIX crashes. So a lot of the premium of the call you bought disappears. So even though price is going your way, you're saying, why am I not making money? It's a temporary effect. And then the VIX stabilizes. Then you see profits. Those 30-cent and 60-cent calls went to $1.20 to $2.20. So thousands of dollars could have been done in literally 15 minutes. So that's the kind of work we do on the fast pace. But the same logic applies to the slow pace. I'll give you an example. Same day, today, we were talking. I said, come on, people, we're bored because nothing was happening for a while. Tell me tickers you're trading. So they started throwing in tickers, and we looked at all of them. Netflix was one. A couple of people were trading Netflix for the longer term, and we set it up. And then I'll tell you in a second, Paul. And then NVIDIA was one of them. And I ended up taking the trade for myself, and I shared it in full writing for the rest of the people that cannot be in the live room. So this live trading room, like I said, is extra. If you have the time to slip out of work, or you don't work and you can spend some time in the live trading room, oh my God, what can be done there? The lessons today, we spoke about everything, advanced decline line to pitchforks to Heiken Ashi candles. And it's all basic, easy to understand stuff. And so I sent it to the people who cannot be here to trade. And the trade I took has 2 months on the clock. So even if you're an engineer or you're a parent, a full-time parent, you homeschool, you're super busy, you cannot be in the live room. You get your messages. You will see a message from me about NVIDIA. It's a trade that is not super fast. It's super slow. It's a trade that leaves room for error. It's a trade that does not need a rally to win. All you just need to do is just learn how to do it, and then you may choose to set it up. I also provided some information. I said, if I was already long NVIDIA or AMD, I wouldn't do this. If I was long maybe the XLK or the SMH, I wouldn't do this because it's kind of the same trade. That's all there is to it. So you peek, you take the trade or you don't, and then you peek at it tomorrow and you peek at it the day after to make sure it's still on rails. Meanwhile, if you have time to get away, you can be live with me, ask me questions, and I would answer with my voice, which is super easy. So the bottom line is, whatever the service is for you, it will work with most trading styles, if not all. And it will fit your time frame because you're in control. If you have no time for me live, that's fine. I'm here if you want me. Let's say one day one of your trades gets in trouble and you want an answer right away. You pop into the live room and say, hey, I've never been here before. I have this quick question. Can you answer it? Sure. Or you just go to the chat room, which is what I'll show you. It's a static chat room where there are 145 people right here right now and the market's closed. And the debate here goes on all day, all night if you want to. You can also reach me privately, or you can just read my posts. Nobody posts in here but me. And I share videos, educational stuff like the FedEx. That was an idea that came out from the live room. And I shared it as a trade on the earnings for FedEx. I'm curious what it did the day after. So let's go to daily chart. Actually, 5 minutes. Okay. Before the earnings, we did discuss it in the live room, and I gave them a lesson on call calendars, call diagonals, and call verticals, and I ended up doing it in video. But more importantly, in the live room, we took a trade. I took a trade live, and it was this. So it was a call diagonal, and it doubled at the open. And then I did another follow-up video saying why it doubled. And the explanation is pretty cool, but that's a lesson all by itself. And so all kinds of stuff happens in the live room. Now, I also have some futures traders that don't trade equities, that don't trade options. It's just go in there and go in and out on futures. I even have a new person. His name is Iqbal. And I can tell from his questions, he wants to be futures traders. He knows a little bit. And I'm giving him enough information so not to get hurt. And the futures trading is very sensitive to charts, and I'm confident of my charting abilities. So I'm confident I can help somebody like that. The only thing I personally don't do is currency. And my extent of currency is shorting the UUP, which we did, and it took a long time to get paid, but it finally paid us. So the style of trading that you have, I guarantee you will fit just fine in the live room. And in the chat room, I'm flexible enough to talk whatever language you want to talk. For example, I don't know much about pitchforks. Today, I drew the pitchforks that made money with the help of Doc and a couple of other people in the room. I tried several different versions, and then he said, drop down to the 1 minute. I did, and it worked. So I drop up to the 1 minute. I was on the 30-second chart. So a lot of opportunities intraday, super exciting, super fun, but please, the goal is learning and all day learning. Today, I gave golden geese on how to know where a stock, where the buyer is going to be. Like a couple of people said, how do you know there are buyers? You say, like here, I said sellers. This was hours ago. How did I know that there would be sellers in here? It's easy. I just look left. I find the levels that are important. This white line was here on 1220. I'll tell you what that story behind that white line is. Not that one. Sorry, on the SPY. But this white line was here before today, and look how they stopped. They tried to hold it, and then they stopped at my other line, which was here before the day started. How do we know that? Because I'm pretty confident of the lines I draw, that they are significant. This is another line. Look how they get stuck on the lines I draw. I have a knack for finding levels, but you can too. And like tomorrow, look out for this line, 38.57. on the S&P futures. That's not the SPX. Above that, we can get to here. So this is the stuff that happens inside the live room translates into any time frame. So that we had discussions on why there would be buyers at certain levels. Let me see if I can show you what we discussed really quickly. Like I told them, I would say something like we have momentum buyers versus bears trying to stop it. So the fight will go like this, and then the result will be boop, another dip here, or a mini breakout, which will build upon it. So we'd have an ascending channel. If you hear this 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day, and I guarantee you will hear it 5 days a week, every month, how long will it take you before you learn it? And how much are you paying for this? I guarantee you it is pretty cheap school. And the school is in session as long as you want it to. If you're willing to be in the room, school's open. The learning is all day. I'm learning new stuff. Today, I gave kudos to James. James shares a lot of his trades, and he's a fast trader. He says, I'm in here, I'm out here, I got stopped out, I got filled. So you can trade along with James if you're fast enough. So a few days ago, maybe last week, he reminded me of a tool that I haven't used in a long time, Advanced Decline Line. In Thinkorswim, it's ADSPD, ADSPD with a $sign. So today, he wanted to short the market on this huge rally. Let's go to the SPY, that would remind me. Here, he said, I'm going to short here, which was a correct place to short if you look at levels. And I looked at the Advanced Decline Line. I said, James, do not buy these puts. I said, you can buy them, but if I were in your shoes, I would not buy these puts. And this happened. Instead, he bought calls. So he listened to me. He's humble enough, even though he's good enough, to say, we're going to go to 382. That's literally what he said. And we almost got there. So it's the Advanced Decline Line. So it's the ticker symbol on Thinkorswim, TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim, is AD, like Apple David, I don't know, Sierra Papa David. I don't know what D is. What Delta? Alpha Delta Sierra Papa Delta. In military talk, I think that's what it is, with a $sign. It just tells you, you still need to know how to read charts. So it's not like it's going to tell you magical things, but I know how to read charts. And I saw a couple of things that changed in that chart that I said, the buyers are in control. The bears didn't pay attention that they lost control. And if you ask me what happened today, the bears lost today. They lost an opportunity to put away the bulls for good. Can I trade if you do not use Thinkorswim? You can trade whatever you use. I did it right. Tasty Trade. I just opened an account with Tasty Trade, and I just sent money there so I can start using it to test it out. The platform looks beautiful. So I don't know. We'll see. You can use Tasty Trade. It's built for options. It's built for what we do. TradingView for charts. That's what I have. You're looking at TradingView right here. So anyway, the active traders among you are going to love this. If you don't join, you're not serious about trading. I promise you, you're going to be floored. And I promise you another thing. I guarantee you, you will be a better trader leaving me. Or let me rephrase, spending a lot of time with me, because I'm confident that there are 330 people of all different styles of trading in there. You're going to pick up a trick or two. I'm trying to remember of something specific. Like I'm learning from these people. So today I dropped a new concept. I said, you should look into Heiken Ashi candles. I know it sounds ridiculous, but, and then I said, why? And I bet you a few people are going to do that. Heiken Ashi candles are weird. They all start in the middle. So they tend to have honest tails. So people say, ooh, that was a doji, right? Why do they seek dojis? Because they tell a story. There's an indecisive moment, and then what follows them tells a story. Well, the Heiken Ashi candle, to me, tells that story all the time. So it's an honest. So today I switched to those candles for a long part of the day. And it did not mislead us. The only thing we did wrong today is buy the dip at the open, towards the open, when we were down only 1%. And then the floor went out from under us. but we manage the risk. A couple of people were in the red. I suggested what they do, and a couple of people told me what they did. It's like, oh my God, you managed your trade so well. I was so proud. The trade setups that I send that are not in the live room are easy to follow. You need to know a little bit of options. And if you don't know options, we do have a getting started page. It puts you on the right path. Like, for example, this one here shows you what are puts, 10 minutes. And this one will tell you what are calls. This one, what are spreads, and what are credit spreads introduction, and a whole bunch of other videos. And if you need more videos like Iron Condors, I have them. You just need to ask and I'll share with you. So the discussion today, let's talk about what happened today. Can anybody tell me what happened today? Why did the market fall? Okay, a couple of people asked that. That's what I call the secret sauce. Why did the market fall today? Interest rates. Okay, Thomas, keep that in mind. Interest rates. You're wrong. I'll tell you why. Fear of rate hikes. You're also wrong, Clarence. Fear in general, Kwok. You're correct. GDP, wrong, Martin. It's wrong to fall on GDP. Final GDP, no. Core prices, no. Micron, no. Nothing. It's just price action. Let me tell you, let me share my Tesla, maybe. I bought Tesla calls, which I never do. I bought calls on a whim. So let me share my opinion and incorporate it however you want. I hate the media from the standpoint of them trying to tell me how to make money in the stock market. Because if the idea makes it through the media and comes out in publication, it's too late. That idea is done. Fear of recession, that's also wrong, Zach. I'm not being rude by saying wrong. It's not the correct interpretation. How about that? Let me share why. So here's the deal. We had, so the fear is that we are going to have a recession. That's one of the fears out there. The official government calling the recession used to be, focus on this, it used to be 2 consecutive quarterly GDPs that are red. So 6 months, 2 quarterly GDP red, back to back. Okay, we had one, and this is the second one. So it didn't come out red. So the fear of official recession announcement has now been reset for 6 months. You see that logic? So you cannot be afraid of a recession announcement because it's 6 months out now. The clock resets. 2 consecutive negatives. Well, we didn't have one now, so we need 2 more. And we don't even have one. So we set it back for 6 months. Somebody else, a few people said rate hikes. If that was the case, why was the TNX super red this morning? Is it red now? Was it red? Did it close red? I can't see it. Come on. Oh, okay, I can't see it here. Hold on. Are you kidding me? Stupid trading view. It is red. Okay. So what is the TNX? The TNX is the representation of rates. It's the yield on the 10-year bond. So when somebody is afraid of rate hikes, don't you think rates would be rallying? Well, rates were red. Oh. All right. Well, this is the opposite of the TLT. How is the TLT red? I mean, green. The TLT was not green. It was flat, which is unusual. See, I love Powell. You can see how much I love Powell. So anyway, so it's not rate hike fears. If it was rate hike fears, then the TNX would be big breakout today. It wasn't. Inflation, supposedly, it should have peaked. It looks like it has peaked, and I'll tell you why. The 2 biggest things we buy, cars and houses, are cheaper. I know for a fact I just bought a car 2 days ago. I was able to negotiate it down. I was the only one in the dealership, and they had plenty of cars out there. They are offering 0% financing incentives for whatever. Not a Tesla, no. No. I ended up buying a Benz, my first. I'm a Lexus guy forever. I had a family member who used to work we used to run the Lexus dealership. They retired, so now it's a. So I bought a GLC, nothing fancy. So it wasn't rate hike fears. And here's the thing. A soft landing, they call it. So what is that? So Powell is out to destroy the economy. They just changed the GLA. I was going to buy the GLA, but they completely changed it now, and it's the same price as the GLC almost, and the GLB. It's like weird. Why do we have these three things? One of them should go away. Okay, so the fear is that Powell is trying to destroy demand by making sure fewer people have jobs. Yes, he's trying to make us lose our jobs to control demand. So I'm the only one in the dealership and not with 20 people hovering around a car. Okay, so I was the only one in the dealership. So he's accomplishing that. And now the GDP tells us a good story. The economy is not dying. Isn't that whatever they call it, Goldilocks? You accomplish the bad thing you want without having bad side effects. So that's a soft landing. So people reacting badly to this, they're wrong. That's why I bought the dip. So the calls I bought were super green by the end of the day. I took off 30% of them. I can't trust this idiot market, so I'm not leaving it in their hands. So I'm still long, but with harvesting some cash into my pocket. And a lot of the other longs I have are credit put spreads, which, if you don't know what that is, it's a bullish position that does not need a rally to win. Okay, so yeah, we did say Goldilocks. So this is the scenario in my head. The economy is so strong that Powell is trying to slow it down. That's not a bearish scenario. Now, I would change my mind. I would most definitely change my mind if companies like Amazon came out and said, our sales just got cut in half. Oh my God, what's going on? When Amazon tells me this, now we're in deep trouble. So if you're a member of this program that you're being offered here today, in addition to the live room and the interaction with me all day, every day, go find that somewhere else. I challenge you, you won't find it somewhere else. You will get notifications of the setups. Like, I know people came in, I just typed it, the NVIDIA idea. And within 6 minutes, somebody had said, I just got an email about your NVIDIA. Is that still valid? I'm like, yeah. So you will get one of those a day at least. So let's say 4 to 5 a week. So how many weeks you're going to be a member? You're going to get those alerts. Now, not every trade is appropriate for every person. Since there are so many trades, I think you should be picky as to what is appropriate to you. For example, if I'm one of my members and I get an email from Nick saying he just went long NVIDIA, and I look into my account and I'm long NVIDIA, I'm in pain. Guess what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to add to my pain. And if I've never done a credit put spread and I see this enticing new setup, I would look into how to do it and would take it on paper trade. Paper trade the life away. So I know one of you is going to say, how much money do I need to trade like you? You need zero money to trade like me, because if you've never traded like me, you should join me and trade with paper. Learn it, and then trade it for a lifetime. I promise you, it changes lives. It's not bulletproof. It's not easy. It takes a lot of discipline, and it takes a lot of homework. Speaking of, I do your homework for you. What? Yes. Saturday night, I spend 3 to 4 hours doing homework. You tell me what tickers you want. I'll go in and I'll manually update this table for you with clickable charts, so you don't even have to lift a finger. If you're lazy, you want to go long SOXL, I'll tell you where the lines are, and I'll tell you my opinion of SOXL. And I do it live in a free webinar on Sunday morning. And if you can't be there on Sunday morning, or you're too lazy to be there on Sunday morning, I will record it for you, so you can watch it, speed it up. Top tip, did you know you can speed up the YouTube videos? So if you don't want to hear it go on, you can just speed it up. No, I didn't say go long the SOXL. That was just an example. I haven't looked at it today. A lot has happened this week. So maybe we'll check SOXL later. Remind me. So anyway, you will get, what is that? 4, let's commit to 4 a week. And if you're in the live room, you'll probably get 4 an hour. it's a lot of ideas are flying. More importantly, they could be your ideas. If you reach out to me and say, Nick, I'm looking to trade Cummings, how do I do it? Somebody came to me today, and I can't remember the ticker. I can't remember. Some biomedical company. I said, whoa, what's going on here? Tesla's flying after hours. I see it at 129. What is happening? Anyway, so it could be your ideas. If you're if you are looking at a certain ticker and you don't know what to do with it, then you just throw the ticker in the hopper and say, Nick, how about this? I heard this somewhere. I heard about this. I did some homework. I found this out. A friend of mine told me about this. Somebody said, hey, there's this other service that does that. I will subscribe to this other service and see what it's all about. And if it's good enough, I'll tell you, sure, you can do it. So we have eyes and ears everywhere. All right, so let's see. I told you the my interpretation of the GDP. And going into next year, if we don't have, listen to this part, this is super important. This is the big picture. I don't care what Tesla is going to do. If the whole market is falling, Tesla is not going to rally, just as an example. So you need to know the macro, big picture. As the big picture, I am not as bearish as everybody else. Are you the one that commented on my video, Tesla to 250? I did that video and somebody said that. So the environment, I think we can just as easily set a new all-time high into the first quarter of next year as make a new low and crash 20%. Why? Because the story is not bad. We might get something new into the environment, like something not JP Morgan readjusts its target of the SPX. Who cares what JP Morgan thinks? Okay, that's not something new. A new war, that would be something new. Civil war in China, or a physical altercation between China and the US. Those are new fears. That would change my opinion. But the same news, like the GDP 2.9, GDP 3.4, can we cuss? No, we can't. I want to cuss. Look, I have a cowbell here. When I cuss, I do the cowbell, punish myself. No, Sharknadoes, flying sharks, that's new. So just declutter your mind from these expert opinions. They don't know what the fudge they're talking about because nobody has seen this scenario. They want to convince me that we have a recession. Yet when I go to the dealership, I'm using that example because it's real life and it's 2 days ago. They have a G-Wagon that's listed at 500,000. And there was one kid that came late. I'm saying kid, he's probably 29 to 32, test driving it. It's in the showroom. They had to get it out of the showroom. So there's plenty of money. The economy is not thriving, but it's doing okay. It's not in a recession. This is not a recession. We have recessive reports. That's because they're turning over some tough comps. We had artificial money that is no longer there. So what's going on here relative to what happened before is tough, but it's not bad. We have full employment. So you can't have full employment and the Fed raising rates because we're spending too much and tell me we have a recession. Those two should be mutually exclusive. So I came up with a word, excession. Excessive, we have excesses everywhere, and we have recessive reports, which is weird. So I don't know what to make of it. So I ignore it and I go by the charts. Speaking of, let me give you a couple of values to help guide your future for the next, if you don't join me, which you should join me, because we do this all day, every day. So here's the SPX. We recently, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. I'm trying to find a picture that will show you. By the way, if you don't know how to trade the SPX, you should learn. It's beautiful. Okay, so the recent high failed at 41 whatever, and the flash crash low of 3,500. Okay, so this is the battle. So everybody feels like we just had a collapse, right? We didn't. What we did is we had a give back. We rallied 17, almost 18%. 17%, a whole market. And we just gave up half. That's normal price action. Normal, Nick, are you freaking insane? Yes, it feels abnormal because the rally was abnormal. 17%, almost 18%. Giving back half, statistically speaking, it is normal. Hey, Hassan, are you my Hassan? So what happens on the bounce is what's different. Hopefully this time it's different. What does that mean? Look, every rally started by giving back half, and then we failed and made a lower low. That's what I don't want here. So the battle, put that in your agenda. Your battles, write these numbers down. This failure, that's easy to find. 4,100 and change. Put 4,120 to be safe. That one, whatever that one is. 4,120. Yeah. Put that as a marker. Put a marker around 3720, 3710, and a dead stop marker at the 3,500, 3,498 or whatever. That was a violent October crash. So what you want is ideally this one to hold, if not a disaster, although not good. And most definitely this one to hold. Okay. So what do? If this is taken out, I think the bears will be shocked at what we can do if this is taken out. And if this is taken out, we will go down to the low 3,000s, if not the high 2,000s. So 2,800 or something like that. So when you heard me say, I think we can make all-time highs, I'm not super uber bullish. I'm very realistic, and I just follow the lines. Just follow the lines. Just make a plan and follow the lines. Speaking of plans, every morning I have a plan and I share it with you. Look on the left and it'll give you clues. So I've been sharing the plan every day. Here's what I'm looking to do today. Step 1, this. Step 2, that. Step 3, this. Here's what I shouldn't do. Here are the levels to look out for. So every day you're going to get a note from me that says that. So you have and 5 or 6 charts. SPY, QQQ, IWM, so that's the S&P, the NASDAQ, and the small caps. And you're going to get support and resistance lines, and you're going to get the futures contract on the ES and the NQ. So you should, and pictures on the earnings. So you should have as much information as possible. So again, let me remind you of the resources. The official resource is me sharing my trade setups every day, including a morning before market open note. That happens in the chat room on Benzinga's inner circle. You don't need to be there. The stuff just shows up. All you need to do is just go check it. Now, you can, if you have time to give me, I'm giving you 9 hours of my time every day. I'm here every day. So that's a pretty big commitment on my part. I don't have to do it, but I love it. I freaking love it. The room is amazing. I'm going to show you some comments. It gives me chills every time I think about it. And so I'm available to you all day if you want it. Now, on Sunday, I will do your homework for you. I will do it live in a webinar. That's your chance to ask for more questions, and I will share it in a video. And Sunday night, I will give you a 6-minute video, 8-minute video that tells you what to do the whole week. This week's video was super important. The last week's video was gold. And here's another thing that we don't keep track of officially. The lawyers will probably not like that. Yesterday, I shared 3 iron condors on the SPX, all winners, 100%. Today, I shared 1 iron condor, which was totally winner, and 1 super aggressive iron condor that went to maximum loss and then back maximum gains in the same day. So if you want to trade daily iron condors, I have them available. I even have one I've called the Yeezy, which is for extra good traders that would give a lot of money fast late in the day, because we can pin the close. So because I can say we were down here, because I can say we're going to close at 38.10, and we come out of the hole, on 5 minutes. So somewhere down here, they said, where's the close today? I said statistically it's around 38.10, and I think we closed at 38.22, 12 points away. That is an amazing accomplishment. If you're a seller of risk, you can make you would hardly lose, because if you know where we're going to close every day, oh my gosh. And this week we nailed it. Last week we nailed it. It is super cool to see. You should join just for that.
Hey, Nick, whenever you get a moment here, I'm getting a lot of questions. Let me know when you got some time.
Go.
Okay. All right. So I just basically grabbed the main questions that I was getting here from you guys. Let me just grab them here. 1 second, folks. All right. So these are the questions from you, the viewers. We're going to go through them really quickly. Then we'll get back here to the hot sauce. I got some things I got to cover with Nick as far as the markets. And we're going to carry on with the session. So thanks a lot for sending these. Does Nick Shaheen go over student trade ideas? Yes, that's pretty much a regular daily occurrence. Are the sessions on Sundays recorded? Yeah, good question, Joe. They are posted and they are recorded and they are posted in the chat room so that you have full access to that. What is the chat room schedule? Good question, Timmy. So the blue chat room is open 24/7. This is an international community. We have people from all over the world. The chat room never closes. The blue chat room, the static chat room. Nick will show it to you in a bit. The live session, okay? The live session where Nick is live streaming Monday to Friday. That is 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. Sometimes it goes a little longer. And that's Monday to Friday. Then Sundays, that's 10 a.m. till 1 p.m. Eastern. Does Nick Shaheen trade market events like the Fed? And yes, Nick is always prepared. He's always got a plan when it comes to all these Fed meetings or things that are happening in the markets. He always has a strategy to trade that. And a lot of folks individually come to Nick, private message him, and they're like, hey, Nick, I want to make $100 a day. What's the strategy that I can use? Because keep in mind, everybody has a different risk profile. Everybody has a different account size. Everybody has different financial goals of what they're trying to do, different risk management as far as like how much can you take. So everybody's different. The good thing is that everything becomes custom. We do not have a cookie cutter approach. We know that everybody's different, so Nick can cater to that, including different types of trading, spreads, calls, puts, condors, butterflies, all that stuff. Next question here, does Nick provide education? Yes, they call Nick's nickname in the street is Mr. Education, for you guys to know. He provides education with every trade, with every single type of trade that he does. He lets you know why he's doing it, why the levels are important, and he has a bunch of tools that you guys basically benefit from at no cost, right? Let's see, do you teach strategies from A to Z for beginners? Yes, Nick will teach you how to buy calls, puts, credit put spreads, which is the bread and butter, covered calls, every different type of trade. It's like an arsenal. You can't go to a war with a bayonet. You need tanks, you need jets, you need carriers, you need all these different things. And that's what Nick will equip you with so that you become a full options trader. And just to recap, because I'm getting some questions about this, Nick's service basically has 5 to 10 daily trade alerts of different types in the live session. Separate from that, you're going to get 20 trade alerts emailed. You can also get them by text message. It's free. It's free for you, not for us, but you can also sign up for text message alerts on the 20 email trade alerts that you get a month. It's about five alerts per week. You also get access to the Sunday stock analysis, which is done from 10 a.m. till 1 p.m. Eastern. That's Nick Shaheen will host that. You can attend live and you can actually post the tickers that you want Nick to review. And that could be a weekly analysis, whatever you want to do with it. Most people just come into the live room and just ask Nick live because you can get follow through. You're always going to have little questions here and there. So that's really the beauty of the chat room, that you can do that. And yes, and the price will be the same next year, will not change. Let's see, next and last question. How much capital is required to do trades in the chat room? Nick, lead off with that. And also, if you can, show them a couple of what the members are saying. I know that they're always telling you things in the chat room, how it helped them, just so they can see how it can help these people as well.
I've been answering questions while you were talking. Justin, join. I mean, I'm telling you, you're going to love it. Your question tells me you're the right person for it. So straight up crypto or Bito, both. I have straight up crypto in my account, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. And I have shared Bito for the mainstream people who don't have a crypto account. Very simple strategies there, even Ethereum. So Ether, I should say. Forgot what were you asking? Okay, so I said it earlier. You don't need any money to learn how to do credit spreads or options, to learn a new craft. You just need a paper trading account. You're saying, but I'm going to miss out. Well, okay, so before you become an engineer, don't you go to school? If you want to, a skill that will make you money for a lifetime, you should learn it. And you don't learn it with live money. I mean, you could, but that's crazy. Crazy. I see people do it all the time. I've had a few people come in and say, I took your trade and how do I close it? Wait, you took a trade with 10 contracts, so you put $4,500 on the line and you don't know how to close it? That's irresponsible. So I would suggest to somebody starting out, even if they're good investors, but they haven't done this type of style of trading, to just paper trade. And then when you're ready, you feel like you're ready, you can use one contract. So the mistake will be tiny. And you just add another contract and you feel comfortable, then you can, level up to whatever size you want. So let me see here.
Right. And for the people that are asking, the link is posted in the chat. For everybody on Zoom, that's the link. Keep in mind, this is the last session that we're going to do for this year.
Yes, definitely. So Israel makes a good point here. If you can't make money paper trading, then you shouldn't be trading with real money. I'm going to take that comment differently. So the other day, that comment came from a girl in our room. She said backwards. She said, if you're, because a couple of people said, oh, I'm killing it paper trading, and they go to do a live trade and they lose. So she suggested that then if you go back to paper trading and you go back to winning, then it's an emotional thing. Yeah. It's an emotional thing. Yeah, Ron, I mentioned it earlier. That's because I bought calls for the first time ever, I think. I don't remember buying calls on Tesla ever. I usually sell puts when it falls. And I didn't now because I warned people in my group that Tesla could be in the 140s weeks ago. And a lot of them listened. Some of them didn't. They got bit. But this was on the... And it could still go a lot lower, but it doesn't have to. But the warning was there weeks ago. So they were warned. And I told them, don't double down. If you're long Tesla, do not get long more. If you're looking to get long Tesla, you can do a little bit. Leave room to add a lot of it. This way, you can add. So you can't always time a perfect entry, especially in something as violent as Tesla. So you would nibble. If you're looking to buy 100 shares, you take 20. And then let's say it loses 40%. You buy another 20. This way you're not doubling down. Doubling down just makes your problem bigger. Thank you. And that's not smart. But doing the way I did, I said it, that would be averaging into a full-size position. So if you pay 140 and then gets cut to 110 or 120, or 120 is too close. Then you add another 20, then you're at a much better entry point, and you're still not at a full size. I'll give you an example. I did it with Palantir. My entry price for Palantir as an investment, it's not a trade, I believe in it for the long term, was 7 point something, 0.4, 0.6, I can't remember. This week it was in the sixes. So I did not add yet. I only bought 30% of my allotment. I would have bought another 30% if the drop was more. Let's say for some freak reason it drops to 3, I will double my position and I would still not be at 100% of what I want to own for the long term. So this is why people that go all in and then double down, it freaks me out. I don't know any professional trader that does that. So today, anyway, it's not healthy. I would use fake money to practice. Once you get confidence and proof of concept, then you go with real money. And I get a lot, I'm reading a lot of questions. Can I do it with this type of trading, that type of trading? Whatever type of trading you do, I'm thinking you're going to have to pick entry points and exit points. I'm guaranteeing you excellent feedback from our group, whether from me or other people, to make that part of your trading better. Imagine having somebody, quote, an expert, 300 people on call anytime. Hey, folks, I'm looking to go long Caterpillar. What do you think? Don't do it, man. Blah, 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 blah. Absolutely. And I'm in it too. Blah, 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 blah. Can you imagine how much more confident would you be in your trade? Day traders, fine. I trade daily. I'm not a day trader. We have people that trade very slowly. I have somebody, Denise, today, direct message me. She is at work. She jumps in and she says, 2 days ago, she told me I own shares in Amazon. I forgot, 105 shares, something like that. I'm worried about them. So, no, Tesla, I'm sorry. I'm worried about them 2 days ago because she saw my notes and I did a video on it. And then so I said, okay, so the only way to protect it is to buy a put or a put spread. It's less aggressive. She bought a put spread yesterday. Total win today. She closed it. And I also told her, you might as well also short the market in general. This will also be balancing your Tesla call. She shorted the market by selling credit call spreads, which no money left her pocket for that. And that was also a big win for her. So she came into a bloodbath in Tesla and she made out okay and she has a full-time job and I believe she's a mom. So all types of traders in there, all types of speed. I have people in there that trade 10 times a minute. I don't understand how, but they do it. And they're in there and they're getting their entries and exits from me. I gave you one example today for James, who can have his own service, but he chooses to be here. He sent me an email directly saying, I can't believe how much I learned. And this is a guy who has been trading for a living. And he says he learned so much. I'm confident that the knowledge is there if you want it. The help is there. The ideas are there. Your ideas are there. It's hard to describe. Actually, let me show you. Hold on. Let's go through a couple of captions. So this is today. Thank you, Nick. Having you in our corner makes the whole difference. Best to you and your team. So this guy popped in out of nowhere to just how he feels about this room. And here people are helping people, ADSPD, trying to find it on thanks a bunch. I learned something today. This was the best comment today. Nancy pops in after the market closes. We only had 166 people. And she says, like 11 minutes after the market closes, she says, I learned something today. I was like, awesome. Hopefully you made new money along the way. This is 2 days ago. Your great guidance. I recovered all of last week's losses. He was in trouble today and he came out of trouble because he listened to comments from me. A couple of days ago, that was an amazing call on the SPX today. Even got exciting for a little while. Thanks, Nick. David. So like an amazing, that was 2 days ago, right? And I started this conversation by saying, we said this before the spike happened today. I kid you not, like 15 seconds before the spike happened. I said there's upside pressure to 379. I haven't forgotten about you. Somebody asked, how do you know that? I'll answer in a little bit. I said there's upside pressure to 379. 15 seconds later, this happens. It starts happening. Okay, so this goes along. Great call on the SPX, right? This not one day. I kid you not. So, and this is also from 2 days ago. I must say, like you in the financial, honest, hardworking. Okay, that's like stroking my ego. Thanks, Dan. I appreciate it. Who is this? So here's my call. They're watching this screen, arrows, bubbles. This is for, there you go. This is the guy who trades super fast. Nick, I booked, runners left. So he took direction from this arrow, he booked the calls, and he left runners. Here's another dip that happened. I remember that on the 14th, December 14th, the SPY and the SPX. Same guy booked 185 on the put side. What is this? This is December 2nd, so I went back in time. Look at these arrows here. You can hardly see them, but it's a path that came to fruition. Nick, I collected 26 points from 2 trades. I remember this day. This was pre-open, and he was trading the futures. And that's the ES, that's the futures. And I saw a rally in the futures, and he booked 26 points. If you don't know what that is, that's $50 per point per contract, and he did 2 of those. So that's quite a bit of money before the day even starts. So the resources there, the room was great. The environment is great. Today, I got a little heated because I'm quitting caffeine. So I'm a little irritable, but I wasn't nasty or anything. I just started to get short. Somebody from the room reached out privately, said, hey, Nick, you're getting a little short. Can you dial it back a little bit? Boom, wake up call to Nick. Nick went back to being super.
Hey, Nick, really quick here. I put a poll there so that, and maybe you could tell me what you think about this. So
What was it?
80% of the people watching this are trading alone by themselves. What do you say about that? Is it good? Is it bad?
Okay. Pick up a piece of paper. Okay. Pick up a piece of paper. I'm going to give you some to-dos for next year. These are musts. You cannot continue trading without changing these things I'm going to give you. I'm serious about this. I'll wait a second or two. I'm going to stall. Super important. Change these things in your trading. I guarantee you better results. Number one, don't trade alone. Do not trade alone. Find a group. I'm offering you mine. I think it's awesome. Not because of me, because of the group in general. Don't trade alone next year. Not one trade. Okay. So, 2, this is about trading itself. Never take a trade without a real reason. So, I thought it was going to go up. It's not a real reason. I thought it was going to go up because ABC. So, I call it NTNT. No trigger, no trade, or no thesis, no trade. If you have a trigger on the chart, okay. If you have an idea, a thesis, okay. So NTNT, don't take another trade without it. Put it down on paper. Say, do I have a reason? Can I explain this to the bank to borrow money from them to put in this trade? No, I shouldn't do it because you're going on a hunch. And this is not a guessing game. No one's that lucky. You can go on luck for a little bit and then it's going to turn around and bite you. So that's 2 things. Never trade alone and NTNT, please. 3rd, when you do take a trade, immediately pick an exit strategy. If I make 10%, I'm out. If I lose X%, I'm out. You need a plan of action. Otherwise, again, you're winging it. You think pros don't have a plan of action? A race car driver has a plan of action. A tennis pro has a plan of action. A football team has a plan of action. Nobody seriously trying to make money at something is winging it. If you think you're that lucky or that good, you're fooling yourself. You need it on paper. Every professional trader I know that is worth their money has a trade sheet in the morning. They wake up, they write it down. I write mine down and I share it with you in nice, simple format. So you don't even have to do that. You wake up, there's one right there for you to read. It's somebody else's. You don't have to follow it, but at least it's something. Okay? So these are 3 things that you need to change in your life, like right here, right now. Let me repeat. 1, don't trade alone. Find a group of friends, make it a group, or join my group. It's chump change when you consider the amount of knowledge you have, a full year for whatever they're offering it to you. And I'm here all day, every day. You can pop in and out. So never trade alone again. 2, don't ever take a trade without a reason, NTNT. 3, when you do take a trade, establish an exit strategy. When you go into a room, you look for the exit door. When you go into a plane, they tell you where all the exits are. Because when the shit hit the fan, instead of going, whoa, where, what, when, then you have an exit plan, you execute versus start to think about what you want to do. And then it's too late. And then you get buried. And then I get, how do I get out of this call? I'm down 90%. How can I hedge it? You can't hedge it. It's down 90%. You just have to make funeral arrangements for it. So these 3 things have to change in your life right here, right now. You have not. Okay. So let's put it to action. Let's take a ticker right here, right now.
All right, let's just do Tesla then.
Oh, okay. All right. Tesla. Hold your stomachs. Okay, so I'm going to go to a weekly chart. This is a chart I shared a few weeks ago. Focus on the purple line. Okay, I said the purple line, once Tesla fired off this huge head and shoulders, the downside target is here somewhere. I said my target is here somewhere. That was weeks ago. You can look up my posts on this. Look at how close it is to my target, right? Okay. This is the official target. So I said it can still fall, but here's the tricky part about Tesla now. Every rally is being sold. So if we do get a rally, what will happen? The bears have it. And when the bears have it, the machines will sell rallies. If this next rally comes, it might be sold again. The trick is how low. That's the same pickle the SPX is in, except the SPX already did this and did that. And I told you today that to watch out, it doesn't do this. So the next rally in Tesla, don't buy calls too late. You might be caught in this sell the rip mode that the machines are doing. You're saying that's BS. First of all, I'm saying I'm right. I've been vindicated. I don't need this to happen. That's why I put my arrow here and the Head and Shoulders arrow down here. You're saying that's impossible. I'm saying, is it? That's the pre-pandemic level. This is where the virus broke out. Tesla ran whatever, 1600%. It is still 40%, maybe 30% above this. So there's plenty of fat to lose, especially after a bounce. Okay, so let's clear the clutter. Let me state it again. How do I get out of this? When Tesla beats a prior fail, so you see these red and yellow things, they're going to cross like this. So the rallies into these lines is going to be sold by machines. I guarantee it. Okay. And then you will see these lines start to curl up. When they do, and price starts moving above them, then this tizzy is done, and then they can restart rebuilding. And then you start looking at failing levels. What I just told you here, 99% of the traders don't have a clue, and is the basis of success of every professional trader I know. Those few comments I just said, you better rewind it 3-4 times, and you will have leveled up your game. I'm not going to repeat it here, but I just gave you the golden goose for how to use moving averages. Okay, now, I said for weeks, if it doesn't get back to 215 to 225 and close there, Tesla will be in the 140s. That was weeks ago. And here it is below the 140s, below the 130s, because they didn't come back. So now the bears have control and they're trying to price it out. My target was here. The official target is here. I sold a couple of credit put spreads for the team in Tesla and they worked out. Today, I would have sold one, but it's too violent of a ticker. I didn't want to put it in the hands of people who are already long it. So I had suspicion that people already long it, so I did not deploy it. But it would have been one I would have done for myself. Instead, I offered NVIDIA. So this is a Head and Shoulders. This is a technical breakdown. I don't give two rips about who said what to cause it to do this. This was going to happen whether Elon said anything or bought Twitter or didn't buy Twitter. This was going to happen. No, it wasn't. Okay. So you want the stock to go on forever without ever falling? Did you know that, it rallied 1,500%? On what planet is it not okay for it to lose? Give back some. It didn't even give back half until now. God dang it. This platform, I can't stand it anymore. 1,530%. The halfway mark was here. Look at that. The same neckline. That's amazing. Okay. So this is a big drop and the rally would be big. So my statement on Tesla, don't short it, even though it could fall a lot more. I did a video on it and there's a person in there, his name is Walden, gave me a comment which was very civil. I appreciate it. He took time. He typed it up. He told me why I was wrong in my video. Parts of what I said were wrong to him. He makes some good points, but I'm bulletproof on the chart. He may have been right on my comments on the gross margin part because he might know more about the industry. And then he throws at the end that he bets it will be under 50. I'm saying to myself, I hope he doesn't bet with his real money because a lot of people went bankrupt trying to get that done. I wouldn't short Tesla. If I'm long it, I wouldn't add. If I'm looking to get long it, I would nibble. Today, I bought a few calls. They were wild cards. For fun, I said, throw me a level to buy in Tesla. They said 200 January. I was like, it's pretty high. I'll go to 180 or 182. I can't remember what I bought. So it's just it's not an investment. It's a wild trade based on somebody else's hunch.
Damn, look at that chart, man. I remember saying this could go under 200. But listen, let's jump into something a little bit more wild here. Scam Bankman, or whatever his name is, crypto, FTX. What are your thoughts on the whole situation, Nick?
Okay, so let's talk crypto. Somebody asked me, do you do crypto or just Bito? I personally do crypto, and if you want to discuss level and Solana and all of that, I'll discuss it. I'll give you my general. Months ago I said the riskiest thing about crypto investing is not the price action. I can chart the hell out of that thing, and I shared a video. Saying in October of last year that Bitcoin is going to most likely drop to 22 or 19, and the correction followed. So I know how to chart. I can trade the hell of it. But I said the riskiest part is where you put your money. Which platform do you use and trust? They're all overseas. They all sound shady. They're like casinos. So I opened a whole bunch of accounts, and I only funded 2, KuCoin and Crypto.com. Every time I'd go into KuCoin, it's like I walked into Vegas casino. Bing, 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 bing. 2 rooms, live trading rooms. Like, where's my money? I couldn't even figure out. I sent money there. I didn't even know where it was. So I was like, that's not for me. So I ended up using Crypto.com. So that's the riskiest part. My account is super green, but I don't know if I will have the money, right? They could go like FTX and all the trading is gone for nothing. So the riskiest part of Bitcoin trading or crypto trading is not use your skills to trade, is whether your bank will bankrupt or not. So why don't you send it to a wallet? I could, but then every time I want to trade it, I'd have to send it out, send it back in. And every time I do that, I have to pay hundreds in fees in Ethereum. So I have my account in Crypto.com. I'm not endorsing them. Every time the login hangs up, this is the day. This is the day I lose my money. Woo. Okay, so far so good. So the difference between so I said there's a solution, a mainstream stock that tracks the Bitcoin futures. So the Bitcoin price, they created as futures contract, which I think it was a mistake, but they created a futures contract. And then they created some sort of an ETF that tracks the futures contract. That's BITO. So now you can trade the price of Bitcoin without the risk of Bitcoin deposits in some FTX-like a platform. So BITO is as easy to trade Bitcoin as it gets. It's cheap, low dollar, not like value cheap. It's low dollar. So the way I traded it is buy some and forget about it. That's one way. Or if you're willing to buy some, sell puts in it. And I sold naked puts in it every week. Made, I don't know, $250 a week because I wanted to buy more and I was never assigned. I haven't done it in about 3 weeks. I will go back to doing it. GBTC is unpredictable. GBTC is another way. It's some sort of a, I forgot what they called. Anyway, there's ETHE like GBTC, but it doesn't behave like Ethereum quite right. So I tested ETHE. I don't like it. I don't like GBTC, and they don't have options. So I would prefer to do Bitcoin. Nuance on crypto, all you crypto traders, what did you notice? Let me see if you're good at crypto. Anybody good at crypto? I'm challenging you here. Is there a delay? I'll wait. You dabble. I'm not bad. Okay, Tony, the challenge is to you. Mark, challenge is to you. What did you notice? What stood out in this crash with the fear of people going out of business, companies going out of business? What stood out between Bitcoin, Ethereum, and say Solana? I disagree, Trevor. But you're on the right path. Yes, Tony. Have you heard me say it? Or is that your idea? Oh, you guys are smart. You know why? Can you tell me why? Not both. Ethereum was the champion. Ether. Well, USDT, that's... No, because everybody freaking out and pulling their money out has to pay fees in Ether. Demand on Ether skyrocketed. That's my thesis. Everybody's panicking to move money around, sending the wallets back and forth. What do they pay? Ether. So I was like, damn, that's the lesson learned for next time. Whenever we have a freak out, we got to go into Ether. I'm staked too, but the government killed that. It's not a tip. It's my own observation, but I think it lends to logic, right? So yeah, we talk everything. You want to talk crypto, we'll talk crypto. I'm like a cat. I'll land on my feet. So next time, I have it in the back of my head. Next time we have a freak out moment, Ether is the coin to have. I'm in Solana. I think I bought it the last time at 11 and change. It is. I'm invested in it. Cardano, I gave up on it. So I have Ether and Solana, or my two favorite coins right now. My entry price on Ether is 880 something. I nailed it. Everybody was pooping their pants. I was like, I'm in. I'll tell you why. So staking, you know what that is? If you own crypto coins, you can stake it and collect interest. Well, the government killed that pretty much on tax day this year. I was getting 10% on my USDT, 10 freaking percent. It was sweet. And then like 6% on Solana and Ethereum. And now everything that cut to 1/3 or down in half. So what was I going to say? Oh, so I was sending the USDC to my cold wallet and to try to stake it there. And they said, you can stake it. And I go to stake it and it says, you don't have enough Ether. I was like, okay, how much do I need? We don't know. Okay, so let me send my money back. You can't, you need Ether. How much do I need? We don't know. I was like, oh crap. So now I have some money stuck in my cold wallet. And the Ether at the time was 4,400 or 4,200. I was like, screw that. I'm not paying $800 to get $2,000 out. And then Ether crashed. I was like, okay, I'll do it now. I bought some Ether for cheap and the transaction was pretty cheap. So crypto is wild. It is. I believe in the concept in the future. And here's a statement that I don't think many people say it. I bet you that everybody here will have to deal with crypto on the day-to-day basis in our lifetime. Okay, so this is a big statement, because think about it. Everything around you is trying to go digital. Everything in our life is going digital. The car I just bought, oh my God damn, you can't do anything manually. Everything is digital. You don't even have to push a button. You wave your foot under the back and boom, the boot opens. So why not money? If everything is digital, why not money? Money is going digital. And you think that the governments are going to go and invent their way of making it digital? No, they're going to come to the crypto world and say, what have you learned? Teach us so we can do the same thing. So whether you're dealing with Bitcoin or not, and I urge you to expand your horizon and not listen to brilliant people like the person from JP Morgan, I forgot his name, Jamie Dimon, and the other guy from Goldman Sachs, forgot his name, looks like Rick Moranis, and Buffett. Those are brilliant people. I think they're flat out wrong about mocking Bitcoin. Not because I'm a Bitcoin champion, I'm not. But here's the thing. I'm not an art lover either, but if somebody said you could buy this copy of the Mona Lisa, which is totally fake, by the way, and sell it to this other fool for more, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to invest in that fake Mona Lisa and sell it to that other guy who loves that fake Mona Lisa. That's what Bitcoin is. Supply and demand. There are so many people that want it. There are so few of it. Like gold, it will hold value for as long as there are people that love it. Does it matter that it's fake? Look around you. Everything is fake and you paid money for it. Did you not? So what are you, an idiot? No, it has value to you. So you bought it, whatever it is. So I have a knife here. I have glasses, watch, a freaking coin. I didn't buy that. That's for sure.
Right.
I won't tell you what's here. But
so Nick, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, the price action is crazy. And sometimes people, they just always want to find a reason as far as why the markets move, like, oh, the markets fell, Jerome Powell farted, like it's these things, man. But like, I wanted to ask you something, man. I don't know if you saw that, like there was this 1.7 trillion government spending package. Again, like
I saw it 6 times today. Somebody came in and said it. I'm sorry, I need this.
Yeah, so I mean, the thing is, like, we're borderline crazy with inflation. It keeps happening. Like, will inflation be the theme in 2023? Because they
no, inflation is so 2022, man. So I mean, inflation has not gotten worse. I just told you the 2 most expensive things in my life got cheaper. If I wanted to go buy a house, it's definitely cheaper. If I wanted to go buy a car, it's definitely cheaper. And there are more of them. That's what caused inflation. And I guarantee you oil is going to go cheaper too. This BS about oil being $100 is going to have to go away. If something is lying, we're either going to go green, or we're, going green and oil at 100 don't go hand in hand in my head. So anyway, so today the discussion was buzzy. I'm going to make a comment that I made 20 minutes before I came on with you. I was chatting with some members offline. I told them, I don't remember. I said, it's been a while since I've heard so many discussions among the traders in the room about macro fundamentals. I said, I don't know what to make of it yet. I want to cautiously say the grown-ups in the room are coming back and we're getting our heads back together. And the yodeling of 2020 is going away. That would be the best thing ever. If I'm right about this, it's going to be a good 2023, because it's just nuts what's been going on in the last 2 years. Like today, a couple of people wanted me to look at a ticker, and they're like insisting me look at it. I forgot what it was, a biomedical ticker. It's got like a MDBG, something like that. It's like when I see a stock do what that thing did, I would just immediately take it off my watch list. So the discussions about theories and what's going on in the economy are healthy in the room among the traders on all levels. Like people are panicking. Like the one person came in today and I read his comments, which was pretty funny. It scared the hell out of me at first, but then it turned out that he's only paper trading. His comments is a paragraph this big, and the comments had words that are like catastrophic, like I have anxiety or something like that. It's like, whoa, that is an emotional statement on multiple levels. I said, this shows a lot of emotions. You shouldn't trade when you're that emotional. You will likely make a mistake. And then he said, no, you misunderstood me. I was like, how could I misunderstand? I mean, these words you're using, they're just insane. But it was even just paper trading. I said, when you do use real money, you really need help coaching with your psychology, because if paper trading got you this anxious, real trading, whoa.
Right. So look, the thing is, Nick, that 2020, unlimited QE, inflation doesn't exist. It's a myth. And everything you buy goes up. So everybody felt like a Warren Buffett. Now we're dealing with the aftermath. And it's a totally different market environment. So it's not really like it was 2 years ago, right? So things have changed. And there's a lot of people that traded, in 2020 that, at this point have either blown up their account or lost everything and more. And it's because they were just focusing on, give me the trade alert, but they don't understand the markets, the technicals, everything that you teach there.
Yeah. So as somebody's saying, Thomas, that's the second time you say it. I think at least I saw it. I need you to tell me when to buy and when to sell. I can't tell you when to buy, when to sell. I can tell you when it's wrong to buy and to sell. If I can help avoid making obvious mistakes, like if you come to me and saying, I'm looking to short Tesla here, I was like, hell no. That is not an obvious entry into a short position in Tesla. When you're looking to buy Tesla here, no. Why? It's going into a prior fail. So I can totally help with avoiding mistakes. I can offer entry point ideas. Like today, I did offer this entry point idea based on data. Oh, that brings me back to how do I know? In 1 second. So how did I know that there is upside pressure? So I said I would buy a call in the SPY here. This was a fast trade, but the same concept, I would say the same things about a 3-week chart or a 3-month chart. So how do I know that there was upside pressure? Okay, folks, if you don't trade options, learn options, because you will be a better equity trader. The options table tells you so much about where those people who rigged the game have money. Yes, it is a rigged game. We know the rules, so we know how to play by the rules and win. I don't take trades that require the market maker to lose money. I take trades where the market maker and I have the same goals. How the hell do you know that? I'm going to put you on the right path. There's a concept out there called Max Payne. That's not what I use, but it's the right idea. Their idea is on the right path, but it's totally wrong in my opinion. My method is tried and true. Picture this. Look at the options chain that expires today, and say to yourself, if I was Price, where can I go to screw everybody? If you can find that point, that's where Price is going to go. Well, down here, we had a whole bunch of people making a ton of money out here. So Price, market makers will have the propensity to push price up to make those people lose their money. So that's what happened. I don't recommend trading platforms. They all suck at certain times. I definitely don't recommend E-Trade. Today, E-Trade all day, it's showing me XLE up. I almost lost money. I had a credit put spread in the XLE thinking is totally fine because the quote I have is 84.75. The quote on the RUT is positive 9 points until I figured out that those quotes were wrong. My credit put spread was in the money almost. Wrong in the money. That's not a good thing for credit put spread. And it expires tomorrow. It's totally fine now. But all day I was red thinking I was green. I would not use E-Trade.
Right. And yeah, I mean, I agree with you there, brother. So here's the thing, man. It doesn't matter what you're using. I do know for sure that Robinhood does not have SPX.
So find a platform that has SPX. And here's another ticker for you. XSP, X-Ray Sierra Papa. It's a baby SPX. It's the same people that put out the SPX as XSPY. It is cash settled, just like the SPX. You guys know what it means to be cash settled? Okay, I'll tell you real quick. No assignment. Yes, correct, Yang.
Hey, what's up, Yang? What's going on, dude?
The cash settlement it means that you cannot buy it. So you cannot be assigned. You can't buy the SPX. You can buy calls and puts on the SPX, but there's no stock called SPX. You can't go out and say, I want to buy 3 shares of SPX. You can't. You can buy 3 shares of SPY, but not SPX. So it is cash settled. So if you sell a put or you buy a put and you buy a call or sell a call and price goes this way or that way, when the bell rings, where's the price, that final print? Where's your bet? And they'll settle with cash after the market closes.
Right. You have a video about this, man. Really quick.
I do.
I want to give a big shout out to my new best friend here and family member of the chat room with Nick, ADX Investments. Welcome to the family. And guys, I keep getting this question. The link is in the chat. Okay. The link is in the chat. You can either do the annual or you can do the lifetime, whichever one you're comfortable with. But basically, yes, absolutely. So when you trade with Nick, basically I just want you guys to know something, the difference of what you have here. These are not like the Reddit chat rooms or Wall Street bets. Everybody that's in the live room is a real human being, a real person. I've signed up like 90% of the people that are there. I launched this chat room with Nick. This is perfect for new traders. Why? Because the traders lose the majority of their money when they're starting out. So don't try to wing it. That's why most traders fail. Take this seriously like a career, because that's what it is. We got full-time traders, part-time traders. It is a workplace, okay? The point of this is that you don't follow the crowd, because the crowd is, I mean, literally, hedge funds are looking to what's trending on Reddit so they can short it to the ground. But keep in mind, education is a lifelong process. It's not a one-day thing. You got to make informed financial decisions for yourself, or somebody else will do them for you, right? Stop vacuum trading by yourself, because if you don't have a plan, you're going to fall into emotional trading. And how are you even going to have a plan if you don't even know about options? So you can't make a plan if you don't have the education. It's like, the chicken and the egg process. So the whole goal of this, folks, is that you don't blow up your account. I personally blew up my account twice. When I started trading, I tried to wing it. And then Nick has totally changed the game. And keep in mind, I'm not in there all day because I'm busy signing you guys up. But again, we don't plan to fail. We fail to plan, right, Nick? Without a plan, you're basically the person that we're taking money from in the chat room.
Yeah. So check it out. This is the pre-market, the pre-opening, the message I sent out to my members before the market opened. We weren't even down. We were hardly down. This was also before the report came out. So By 5 o'clock a.m. my time in California. The report came out at 5:30. The market opens at 6:30. So before the market opened, before the report came out, I had to send out the note. So these are the lines that were on there, and this is the chart that I send out, and these are the comments. My plan for today, 12/22. 1, expect resistance. Well, duh. 2, bulls need to hold 3,800. Look where they bounced, right at 3,800. Boing. Try to trade opposite of the mass GDP reaction. That's what I did. I tried once, it failed in the morning. I tried again in the afternoon, and it won so well that and in fact, the ones I tried in the morning also ended up being winners. So I had an execution plan. It worked out. The levels, let's see how well we did with the levels. The levels are bulletproof. The big ledge came from about the level. Guess what? This is the 50% retracement of the 11/10 spike. On November 10th or the 11th, we had a CPI report, and the reaction was so positive, I was tearing my hair out. I was like, this is so bad. I can see the crash coming, building. This is so wrong. We're rallying on stupid and false pretenses. That purple line is the 50% retracement level of that. So we keep good levels, and they come into play. This is a November pivot. It was important today. They tried to hold it here. They fell apart, and they ended up closing at it. So what happened today is not super bearish. And look at this box. This box said buyers likely. I swear to you, this box was here this morning before the market opened. Look at that wick in the bottom of that box. Buyers likely. Bing.
Yeah, we didn't even mention this, but you're a technical maniac.
Check this out. Look at this. You're witnessing this live. Check this out. When was this, Arrow? December 19th. Look at this. December 19th. Look, these are coincidences? No, we keep good lines. So you too can have these lines handed to you every day. Look at this path here. It's not magic. It's just very well thought of charting in plain, simple English. I try to make it as plain, simple English as possible. So there is the, if I go into 1 minute, you will see the comments I did today. Like all of these lines came in today. I should take him out because there'll be noise in them.
Brian has a really interesting comment. He says, I'm Brian and I'm new, and some of these terms may be new to me. Is that okay, Nick?
If you're new and you're willing to learn, you're in the right place.
Nishan, where's the free stuff? The Sunday is only for members. The Sunday session is only for Inner Circle members. Ray, what's the minimum I can trade with? Nick?
Zero. Just paper trade. If you've never done this before, paper trade. I mean, seriously, you have a box says sellers up here, a box says buyer down here, and look, the bounce from here and the hiccup here. It doesn't get any more honest as far as an effort to make money as this. There's I don't have hidden plans. What you see is what you get. How do they say? I'm an open book, maybe a little bit too much sometimes.
Well, I mean, that's kind of why people like you, I guess, man. You keep it real. You're honest. You're not, none of this is not this service is not for multi-billion-dollar hedge funds, for market makers. This is for retail traders. This is for retail traders. And you said something earlier, don't follow the herd. There's a term, I want to teach it to you. Don't be a sheeple. Don't follow like sheep. If you listen to CNBC, you're going to be mediocre at best, because the advice is mediocre at best, and you're taking it late. So like unusual options activity, great tool if you're the one digging for it. If you're taking it from Mr. Nigerian on CNBC, I'm pretty sure you're going to be late to the party and you're going to end up buying somebody else's profits. I'm using TradingView for my analysis and setting up trades. I trade on E-Trade because it's super cheap, and Thinkorswim, and I just opened an account with Tastyworks. I haven't used it yet. Right. So, for an example, let's say when you get a new trader, right? What are your like top tips for people that are just starting out, Nick, in the chat room?
Top tip. So let me address Chandra. They're asking. I didn't write those headlines, by the way. 100% upside. Let's see here. I didn't write it. If you want to trade, I can offer you a trade, but it would trade setup. Like today, I sold put spreads in NVIDIA. I am confident I will make money, 100% of my money on it. You're free to take a similar trade. So whatever suits your style and time frame. For me, I had enough trades for January, so I opted to open it for February. So come February 17th, I expect to have 100% win on that trade to its maximum gains. The yield on that trade would be 14 to 15% on the money at risk. Okay, it's going to take 2 months to unfold, but I just said I had a whole bunch like it between now and then. I'm not a big fan of NVIDIA, but I think it's taken enough punishment to where it's a doable thing. I didn't look at AMD. Maybe you can do the same with AMD. I can do the same in Apple. Like if I were to give somebody a trade idea today, I would say you can sell put spreads in Apple, and those should go to maximum gains. Although Apple has a weird scenario that could take it to 115, 118, I don't see that happening. And if Apple is at 115, 118, that means the SPX is probably at 3,300 or 3,200. So the idea of buy and hold, I don't like a lot. But I did say to buy the IWM or the RUT today at the lows, and those trades are up a lot. They can work. So if tomorrow, here's an idea. If tomorrow, listen, Chandra, we open and we drop for whatever reason, I would, if I didn't have RUT longs or IWM longs or SPX longs, I would take longs. I would buy calls or call spreads out 2 to 3 weeks at least, because we have a short week next week. So I chose early January, and one for Tesla, I bought a call in Tesla out of the blue for January, the monthly contract, which expires, I believe, on the 20th. So on a dip tomorrow, a trade idea, in my opinion, would be appropriate for somebody who's not long a lot of things and suffering, who wants to engage in a possible rally back towards 4,100 or 4,000, is to buy calls or call spreads or shares in the index. I prefer the IWM or the RUT. Those are those small caps. The index is the RUT. The IWM is the ETF. And the more important part is to stop out. So if I say risk $500 to do that trade, I would say to myself, Nick, you're only going to take X%. So that X% is different for you from me. So let's say for me, I would say I'm only losing $100 and I will close it regardless. Now, stock-wise, I like Palantir. I own some. I expect to more than double my money, but you have to be patient. Somebody said, what about Affirm? I mean, Affirm is everywhere in my face, and if for some reason it can't find the bottom. So instead of Affirm, I would rather use Square. I would own some shares in Squares, and I bet you I would double my money over the next 3 or 4 years. Palantir might be a little bit quicker. This IWM or RU2 trade is more of a trade. The other ones are investments. Let me see here. So these are trade ideas that could double on the upside. Or you can take 100% of maximum gains, the easy work, by selling a put spread. Why? It's easier for me to say that the NVIDIA is not likely to fall below this than to say NVIDIA is going to go to that, right? It's easier to find everywhere else the stock is not going to go than it is to find where its stock is going to go for sure. So when you buy shares, you buy call spreads, you need a move to go for you to make money. When you sell a put spread or you sell a put, you need nothing. You absolutely need nothing. You just need one scenario not to happen, a complete collapse. How long do you normally hold your spreads? As long as they are viable and they make sense. So if I sell a put spread and I collect $1 and it's down to 5 cents, I close it. I buy it back. If I sell a put spread and the next day it delivers half of its value in profit, I'm out. So it depends. There's no, I can tell you not to try to squeeze every penny out of every trade, because that's when the problems happen. There's a study out there, I don't know the exact number. They said if you sell it X number of days out and you close it halfway through, you end up making more money per day. So I'm pretty sure they can mathematically work it for you.
Right.
Everybody will develop their own style. Do we trade SPX every day? Every stinking day, yes. I don't trade on Fridays though. There's a Freaky Friday mode that I want to avoid because I'm helping hundreds of people every day. I make mistakes and Friday gets a little busy. So I opt personally out of Friday. Yesterday, I shared 3 SPX Iron Condors. One of them paid $1.50, one paid 90 cents, and one paid $2. All winners. Today, I shared 1 Iron Condor that worked and 1 credit put spread that was under fire, but it worked anyway.
Right, and I'm getting some questions from actual members if they can upgrade to the lifetime. Folks, all you got to do is send me an email. All these questions about joining and all this stuff, send me an email. We put it in the chat. But Nick, we have several people that joined late here, and just want to give them a quick recap really of what you do. Basically, you have a live room where you're trading Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. You also have a Sunday stock analysis, which is from 10 a.m. till 1 p.m. Eastern. And they also get 20 email plus trade alerts a month. They can also get them by text too. So on top of that, you get the full guidance, full mentorship, education, trade feedback, trading analysis, strategy setup, because everybody has a different account size. Everybody has a different risk profile. Everybody has a different financial goal as well. So you can basically private message Nick and get whatever strategy that you're looking for that fits your schedule. Some people trade full-time, some people trade part-time, right, Nick?
Yes, we have a lot of full-time traders in there, and we have a whole bunch of part-time traders. And you can tell, I can see them coming in and coming out. And they usually pop in and say, hey, what did I miss? I just showed up or whatever. I left for a minute. I had to do this. And the community is amazing. If I there are a couple of people in there that are worth their weight in gold. They help so much. Like for specifically Doc, for example, he like if somebody asks a question and he knows how I answer, he goes in and says, usually Nick says this, and like, man, that's amazing. And so the community has bonded. Like we know each other. It's so cool. I love it. I wake up, you'd think it was like, I wake up in the 3s every day, folks, in order to get this running. And I share my screen starting 5:30. I don't want to talk starting until the market opens. So today I started talking half an hour early because people were asking questions. And the community is lovely. I never once say, I got to work again. No, it's just, it's a lot of effort on my part. It's a lot of commitment. But as long as I'm able to do it, I see so much tangible results from the messages that I'm getting. I get emails and texts and
you're married
dissertation that they are changing the way they trade. I used to lose all the time, and now I lose only once in a while. And when I lose, it's not big. Is this the place to get started?
Brian, okay, Brian. So listen, man, you're not the only one that's new. We have a lot of people that are new in the chat room. And there's definitely no better place to get started. You do have the getting started videos from Nick, and you have an instructor there, 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. Nobody will give you that kind of time. You go to college, you meet the instructor once, like twice a week for 1 hour. You have the whole day with Nick. And I personally think that that's what makes this magical, because there's always going to be follow-up questions. There's always going to be that sort of stuff. And it doesn't matter what brokerage you use. Nick will show you how to make the trades in that brokerage. Tastyworks, Fidelity, Schwab, TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, Webull, whatever it is that you have, Nick will show you the concept so that you learn how to make these trades, right?
Yeah, so here's the thing. Not everybody can trade every way. Like I know I can't do some of the things that they do in the room, but I know it, so I don't try. So they say, teach a person how to fish. Yeah, but not everybody can use the same fishing pole, right? So I can't go in and out fast. It doesn't suit my style. It doesn't suit my personality. It doesn't suit my schedule. So I adjust. I do buy calls and puts every once in a while, but I make sure that the run from them is substantial to where I can make money. So I help clarify that And most people have questions like, oh my God, I'm so lost, I'm so lost, I'm so lost. And then suddenly it clicked. Like last week, Doc said he had a breakthrough moment. It was like an epiphany, like an aha moment. And it was a bad day, but he had an aha moment. I think there are opportunities for aha moments. I had an aha moment from one of the people in the room with Ichimoku, which is a pretty good study. If you study Ichimoku inside and out, you kind of understand all of technical analysis. It has a little bit of everything. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it works. So there was one thing about Ichimoku, I didn't know what it was. I was like, what the hell is this thing? And he finally explained it, how he uses it. Ichimoku, just like it sounds, ICHI. Here, where is it? So anyway, there's a lot of learning. Ichimoku. There's a lot of learning. That's the goal. Learn. If you're willing to trade for a long time, shouldn't you be willing to learn for a little bit? So start the year learning something, and take 2 to 3 months, 4 months in order to get really good at it, whatever it is. If the credit spreads are your thing, then great. If not, then take something else. Like on the fly during the day, this FedEx conversation, somebody said, what do you see in the options that tell you how they're going to react on earnings? But that led into, okay, so when I was looking at it, I saw the earnings, the options for this week were super inflated. They were twice the price they should be. So they were overpricing that option just because of that one tick at the open where, the event will be out of the way, the earnings event. And yet 3 weeks out, the premiums were half the price. So I said, if you want to make a bet on FedEx, calls or puts for that week, I would use calls and puts from 3 weeks out, because at the open, if you buy this week, whatever you buy is going to get cut 30 to 40% just from the bell ringing, because the mystery of the earnings is out. They reported the night before. So the implied volatility in the options will get decimated. So that premium that you paid for goes away. So I said, instead, buy something 3 weeks out and sell something now that's overinflated. So in my case, I bought a call 3 weeks out at 170 or 270, wherever it is, and I sold one at 72.5 above it. So they both lost money at the open, or at the end of the day. But at the open, the one that I sold died so much faster than the one that I bought that the differential in price went from $2 to $4. So I bought it for $1.97 the night before, and I closed it for almost $4 at the open. And because I knew how to read the options, but I shared this whole lesson live with 300 and some people. I even drew lines. Here's the definition of a vertical. Here's the definition of a calendar. And here's what I'm picking, which is neither this nor that, but it's a diagonal. And I explained it. So yes, it's the IV crush. So there's learning from all kinds of concepts, and it happens all day, every day. How much of that you want is totally up to you. You can't make it in there, don't worry about it. That's extra. The meat is actually delivered in writing, static writing in the chat room. Whatever I said here is all in the live trading room. Right. So
you also have a weekly thing, but listen, I just got to say this, man. I wasn't going to do this, but it's the last session of the year. Okay. Anybody that joins, is going to get additional free trade alerts from Nick, but I will give one person. Okay. One person, I will buy them a steak. Send me your address. We're going to pick one person and I will Uber
steak.
All right. No, not you, Nick. You can't win.
Right on.
Listen, so here's the thing, man. These are very volatile times, Nick, right? Again, yes. It's 2020, and it's really hard for new traders out there, especially if you're starting now, right?
They're not volatile. They're confusing because of the messages that we're getting bombarded. Hey Yang, we're getting bombarded by messages that don't make sense, and they're confusing us because they're confused. So yeah, go ahead. We need all the help we can get. And by banding together, we make fewer mistakes. And I don't know, all this banging, if you can hear. My son is a fabricator. He loves cutting up cars. And he's doing something to his truck. I don't know what it is. Oh, my God. Anyway. Trade in groups. Make that your to-do. I want to remind you of the to-dos for this year. Trade in groups. I'm offering you mine. Get on it. Don't take a trade without a real reason. Have a real reason. NTNT, that's what it is. No trigger, no trade. No thesis, no trade. It can be on the chart reason. It could be a fundamental reason. I think this is going to happen because I saw a whole bunch of people doing whatever and blah, 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 blah. That's a reason. And then once you set a trade, set your exit strategy. Don't take a trade, go up 3,000% and not book a penny. Have a target. And if you do leave money on the table, that's a requirement of long-term success. Right. Because if you're trying to nail the top of every trade, you're going to end up losing.
Nick, should you trust the Fed?
They mean well, but they're idiots. No. But you shouldn't fear the Fed either. You should because they're not in control. We are under the impression that they're in control. They control one rate, the overnight lending rate. If the actual market decides to say, no, you guys are nuts, and they'll go the opposite of the Fed will change its mind. But it doesn't matter. The Fed already told us they're nasty. They're going to be nasty for a long time. So let them be nasty. The economy, the GDP tells us, forget about it. So Wall Street trades on fear. And if you give them a question mark, they freak out until they price it in. Well, they freaked out on the Fed, but now we know the Fed is nasty. They freaked out on the GDP, and now that's out of the way. We freaked out at the war, and that's still ongoing, but it's in the news. It's not new.
Yeah.
So yes. we need a new shoe to drop, I think, for us to lose the support we put in October.
Yeah. So, I mean, it definitely can't be the Fed not knowing what they're doing, because that's been happening all this time. And
they're always late. The problem with the Fed is they use bad reports. Well, these are the same reports they used to tell us inflation was fine, and they wasn't. And now they're using the same reports to tell us, oh, they are controlling inflation. They know when to stop hurting us. They won't. They will overshoot. They will break something. So I don't know what you mean by trust them. I trust them?
He just doesn't want to lose his job. I get it. But here's the thing. Michael Collins, you talked about trading at the end of the day. Can I join the room late and take advantage of this, Nick?
What did Michael Collins say? What?
So he says, you talked about trading at the end of the day. Can I join the room late and take advantage of this? Like trading around maybe 2, 3.
Yes. You can. Your opportunities are limited to whatever we have that day. I can't guarantee you a trade. Like today, I had data that said the price is in the wrong spot based on the options. It wasn't based on charts. I said based on the options, the S&P, the SPY had upside pressure, and to 379, 379.4. Where did it close? And then they said, what is that in the SPX? I said, hold on, let me open my spreadsheet. And I gave them 3810. It closed at 3822. So we know what we're doing when it comes to calling the play action. Yesterday, I called the close within $10 or $15. The day before that, it was within like pennies probably. And I have 3 or 4 other people that do the same in my room that learn from me. And now they have, one of them has a spreadsheet. Oh my God. I mean, color coded, tabulated, 3 or 4 indices, and he shares it with us. He learned it from me. He now has his own giant spreadsheet. He shares a summary of the spreadsheet, and we compare numbers. So in the morning, our numbers were here. And then the market started falling. We updated because the data moves. And it's like, okay, based on the calls and puts that we just saw, the number is here. And then middle of the day, we all adjusted our numbers, and we all came out within $15 of each other. I was at 10, somebody else was at 10, somebody was at 25. We ended up at 22. So we know our stuff. If you don't believe me, it's on you, but we know our stuff. Can you join the inner circle if you don't sign up? I don't understand that question.
No, you would need to sign up, D. Yeah, that would be the way to join. So, Nick, I mean, we've been here for about 2 hours. This is one of
Yes.
those days, like
I need some food. I don't know what's going on. I'm super hungry. It's not
we're
time
gonna
for
be
dinner,
back in
but
30 minutes. We're gonna be back in. No, I'm just kidding. But
I'm.
let's see. Rady says, "I'm from Australia. What's up, mate? Do you do any Australian options?" I don't.
I have a person from Australia, a few people, and they do ask about ASX stocks. So if you have charts from Australian stocks, I will help. I can't remember the names of them off the top of my head. ALU is one of them. I remember, and a couple more that I keep helping with the levels. So whatever the chart is, I told you, I don't care. You want crypto, futures. A chart is a chart is a chart. Yeah. Chris Capri is an expert. He's another person that helps at Benzinga in a different style. He's more Wall Street than me. He uses big words. I don't.
Yeah. So, all right, Brian, let me just break it down for you, okay? The inner circle is a magical place. All right. It's open from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. That's where Nick is trading, helping you, giving you feedback, giving you analysis, giving you custom trades based on your own risk profile, account size, goals. Everybody's, and also we got to set proper expectations. You can't come into the chat room saying, I want to make $1 million
and here's my pet peeve. If you get into the chat room your first day and say, where are the trades? You'll see a look of disappointment on my face. I'll probably mute myself and cuss. I'm not a trade alert service. I share trades every day. But if you think I'm a trade alert service, you're missing out on the best part of the whole service, which is education. I'm going to try to teach you to do this stuff on your own, although I want you to stay there, just so you'd understand and you'd be better educated as to which trades are suitable for you and which are not. So, yes, I share my trade setups, but if you treat me like a trade alert service, get a robot.
It's like what is the point of doing something really well and then not caring about learning how to do it? It just doesn't make any sense to me.
It's so much fun, and it's a tool. It's a craft you can pick up for a lifetime. God forbid that somebody gets laid off after having. Don't quit your job to do this. But if you get good at this, then you'll have options.
Yeah,
literally.
That's the thing, man. Like you don't have to be there the whole day to benefit from this, because you do iron condors and credit put spreads that maybe expire a month out, 2 months out. You don't have to be looking tick to tick, day to day. Brian, you got to join the chat room, man. Join the chat room. But what are you showing us there, Nick?
Somebody's asking, do I teach put and call spreads, for example? Yes.
All day.
And you can ask me live. Brian, you can ask me live.
I think Brian, if you join, I'll get you that steak, all right?
Make sure it's healthy for you.
Yeah, so the thing is here, Nick, we're getting into the end of 2022, right?
Yes.
It's been an amazing year.
I can't freaking believe it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even keeping track. All I know is that I'm working. But the thing is, this chat room, when we launched it, it was last year, I think, in April. It was just you and me. And now you have an amazing community of 300-400 traders there. You've helped thousands and thousands of traders. People know you around the world, dude. All right. We got a lot of friends in Nigeria as well.
True story. Listen, true story. I was at the bank. I kid you not. With my son, he was buying a truck. I was drawing cash because of a deal off of Craigslist. I'm talking to the teller. She looks up and she says, "You're the Benzinga guy." I recognize your voice. I listen to you all the time. Anyway, that was a funny story. So no, I'm not famous, but I have helped thousands. I've been doing this with Benzinga for over 10 years. So yeah, we've been
Yeah.
around the block.
The
And
thing
if we were
is,
doing a
man,
shit job, we won't be here.
I went to this, I think it was a cannabis conference that Benzinga made. I don't know. They had a bunch of CEOs of cannabis companies there. One of these guys, I signed him up for your chat room. And he had a stand there. So and the point is really that we have people from all walks of life. We have CEOs. We got a guy that works at UPS.
Listen, we have people among us that are ballers. You wouldn't know it. There's a guy in our group who placed, do you remember Saturn when they closed it? He placed a bid to buy Saturn, the name. So we have some smart people in there, and because there is value. We have big spenders, little spenders, we have small accounts, somebody's no accounts, and somebody that is
like
so good at one thing and wants to learn something else. So we have women, a lot of women, which is so new to me. In the last 3 years, suddenly we have so many women because it changes the flow of the room. I don't allow it to go raunchy in any way. There's no cussing. And when I do, I penalize myself. We don't discuss religion. We don't discuss politics. We don't discuss the virus issues or anything like that. We're focused on trying to make money, to find trades. So the environment is conducive to spending some good quality time with about 300 to 340 people that are there to accomplish some learning and to find some trades. So there's healthy competition. We have a couple of perma bears in there, but they're nice about it, and we let them be there.
It's
and
good
then
to
we
have
have
different opinions. It's because you learn.
And we they share trades. So I'm not the ones posting all the trades. They are sharing. Like today, I remember Ryan shared 3 or 4 trades. Not all of them win, but enough of them win that he's got a following. Same with James. James shares his trades, and they share how they get in and when they get out. I don't allow people to say, I just made 400% of blah, 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 blah. No, none of that. If you don't post your entry, you're not allowed to boast about it.
You did that to me one time, I remember. So the thing is, and look, I'm not part of service, but I can help you with the stuff. But here's the thing. A couple of weeks ago, I signed up this gentleman who, I'm not going to tell you his name, obviously, but he works for the Department of Defense.
Whoa.
I've signed up people that are CEOs of companies that I'm not going to mention. I've signed your neighbor across the street. This is for everybody that wants to learn. It's an amazing environment to learn. If you try to do this at these public, do not trust anything you read on Reddit or StockTwits or any of these. Those are all bots, as far as you know, or people that have
no bots in our room. No bots.
Yeah, so it's a great place to learn, but more importantly, because of the community, right? We cannot talk about this chat room, Nick, without talking about the great members we have, like Doc, people that are golden members that help.
The community is amazing. There's a gentleman by the name of Austin who you signed up about 3 weeks ago. The first day Austin was in, somebody was stuck logging in. They couldn't log into the live room. He spent the entire day out of the room helping that other person log in. He wasted his entire first day or second day trying to help somebody get into the live room. I was like, what? He's still there. He's happy as clams. We joked around today. So and the effort is there. The community is there. We're going on 2 hours. I need to log out before I pass out. That'll be embarrassing.
Yeah, and really quick here, Nick, the other thing that people appreciate, as you know, you cannot watch the news without spin nowadays. It's really hard, especially when people they're looking at CNBC like it's some sort of trading service when you're the sucker, basically, when you do that. And
they're not there. They don't make, their goal is not to help you make money. They're not evil. Their goal is to make money off of your eyeballs. If you're watching, they're making money. You're not going to watch unless they inflate something. They're not going to come on and say, well, nothing really happened today. We don't have really much to talk about. There's nothing going on in the news. But watch anyway. Nobody will watch. They're going to find whatever crack and make it into a giant chasm. So the all-important Fed minutes. All-important Fed minutes. The Fed minutes are past events from 3 weeks. from which we had a whole session of questions and answer with the person who finally wrote the minutes, decided the decisions out of the minutes. And they had 20, 30, 40 speeches all between that and the Fed minutes. And now they're still all important from 3 weeks ago when we beat them to hell. No, they're not important. They're not important at all. Yet they got you to watch because it's an all important event. It's not. So they make money off of when we have a market turmoil. What do? They extend the session. Special market turmoil. Jim Cramer shows up with his jacket this time because it's official, and his sleeves are not rolled up. And they try to sucker you to watch a little bit more. They're not evil, but you're not going to succeed. Just you're smart enough. You should believe in yourself, and I'm going to empower you to believe in yourself and help give you tools to do better on your own. We have the tools. We can do it. We don't need the noise from the news media. They're not evil. They're just their goal is not your goal.
Right. It's just important to set the difference. Like, I'm not a journalist. You're not we're not reading from a teleprompter. Like, Nick is talking to you from experience. That's the whole thing, right? Entertainers, Yang, you got it. I mean, these guys should go to Hollywood. They probably get a better deal there. But listen, Nick, so like, I even saw Jerome Powell going on podcasts and stuff. This guy was like all out there, dude, like trying to get the word out, talking about different things here and there.
Yeah, definitely. It's as real as it gets. There's no way to describe. I wish you could take a peek, but
I'll show them. I'll give them a little sneak peek.
Okay.
So Nick, I guess you're out of Bang. I'm assuming.
I have a case right here. It's toying me. It's what do you call that? It's just mocking me. It's sitting right here. But I told somebody I wouldn't drink a lot anymore. So I haven't had any in 3 days.
Okay, that's good, man. Well, you got to keep it going. The thing is, Nick, I want to give you a big shout out, man, for everything you've done for retail traders, helping thousands of traders across the world, including myself, and for continuously doing this, for all of your commitment that you put into the chat room, being there the entire day. This is your other family, this is our other family.
Yeah, this is I feel like I have a social life, even though I don't. That's because I spend my day with 330 people.
Yeah, I guess it's fun. It's not, I think it's a great environment there, Nick. But I'm gonna show you guys some of the videos, some of the trades from Nick. This is the live room, what you're seeing. So everybody, let's give a quick shout out.
That's chat room. All right, I'm gonna log out. I appreciate your time, everyone.
All right, Nick Shaheen.
Later. Bye.
I'll see you in the chat room. We got Nick Shaheen, lead trader, lead educator, lead mentor, lead best friend at the Options Inner Circle chat room. As I told you guys, this is the last session that we're going to do for 2022. So we are going out with fireworks here, okay? Now, let me show you a little bit of the chat room so that you can see. This is my friend Doc, or I don't know if that's the guy who's pretending to be Doc, but I think it's them. So this is one of the golden members we have who's helping other traders. As you can see, there's other people out there. We got Mohan, just joined as a lifetime member. I actually signed this guy up like 3 hours ago. So I'm glad to see that he's in there participating and engaging. Okay. We can only do so much to give you the resources, but look, it's even fun. It's a great environment to be there and learn and talk to people. Tony says, my daughter just showed up later. Nick, what's up, man? All right, so really quick for everybody that joined, I want to show you guys how this works really quick. I'll show you the videos. I'll show you some trades from Nick. I'll show you all this stuff here really quick. So you have two channels, right? The Inner Circle chat and Nick's important messages. In the Inner Circle chat, everybody's posting, all the members, and including Nick, obviously. Let me just scroll down here a bit. All right, we got Doc there. Zuby, good to see you there. Let's see. Trading Mom. Trading Mom's been there for a while. DK, Luke Ness, Spring, same usual suspects there. Nuno, what's up, Nuno? Good to see you. I signed him up last week. So it's good to see that you guys are engaging and participating in all that stuff. You can see a couple of trade alerts here as well. But if you do want to get only Nick's trades and the link to the live session, you go to this channel, Nick's Important Messages. Before I get into that, these blue bells, these are basically the sound alerts, okay? You can turn them off and turn them on here. As you can see, they're not yellow anymore. And I click this and they're yellow. Now you can just set these alerts so that you only get the alerts for Nick's Important Messages, where only he could post. Once you join, okay, all right, once you join here, you're going to go to this channel. You're going to see that there's a market update here. This is the strategy. And more importantly, this is the link to the live session. It says live session there, okay? You click on this link, you download this thing. It's like a Zoom thing. And the passwords you put in there changes every week. And you have full charting of SPY, Qs, IWM, and futures as well, okay? Shirley, I'm going to post that link for you in the chat room. I just want you to know, and everybody really, this expires at midnight Pacific time, okay? And the link is there posted in the chat for you, Shirley, and everybody else. If you already have some of these services, that's fine. I'll hook you up. Just make sure to send me an email. That's all good. Don't worry. Then you got a nice setup here, a nice trade. There you go. Somebody was talking about NVIDIA. All right. This is another video from FedEx. Follow up to a call diagonal and why they work around earnings. If you are trying to learn options, okay, you can't call yourself an options trader if you're just buying calls and puts, because otherwise you're just a call and put buyer. A real options trader knows how to do all these different types of trades: diagonals, verticals, butterflies, iron condors, credit put spreads, covered calls, selling puts. Like, also, there's way more than that. There's more than that, all right? But you got to start somewhere, and don't feel overwhelmed. That if you do feel overwhelmed, that's fine. That means you're actually challenging yourself to be better, to become a better trader. That's the whole point of the chat room. I want you to make money. I want you to be successful. That's why I've put so much effort into these chat rooms becoming the beauty that it is today, right? These chat rooms, for you to know, we have a full team of developers out there that are constantly helping and improving these chat rooms. We got push notifications on these. All you got to do is download the Benzinga app, log in with your credentials, and you have those push notifications. I get them all the day. So even if you have a full-time job, like I know people that have full-time jobs and squeeze the juice out of this chat room. There's literally no excuse. So a big shout out to Neil, Harvey, Tammy, Vin, all the people that work hard to get this chat room to where it is. Let's go. All right, so let's get back to it here. I showed you the chat room. Let me show you everything else. You guys were talking about where are the 20 trade alerts a month that come included with this. Okay, you're going to get them by email. You can also sign up for text alerts for free. So it's free for you. It's not for us. We got to pay for it. But basically, you can get text alerts on when these trades come out. As an example, this is one of the packet subscriptions that comes with this. We're only doing this because it's the last session we're going to do for the year. You got UNG, DIA, that's a Dow. You're going to get one every 2 weeks from this particular vertical, right? Then on this one, on the enhanced, you get one per week. As you can see, all the trades are listed out. Credit put spreads, right? Sold put, credit put spread. That's the bread and butter, okay? Then you have this other one, the ultimate, which is 3 to 5 trade alerts a week. They're all going to come to you by email. If you do want to get text alerts, you have to sign up for that. Again, it's free for you, okay? You can see NVIDIA, Disney, GoPro, Airbnb, XLE, Starbucks. All the trades are here. If you do want to actually see them in the portal, you can do them. You can do that as well. Now, let me close this while I'm showing you this stuff. The chat room, we went over it. You got push notifications. You have sound alerts. You can open this from your phone, from your laptop, from your iPad, from wherever you have. All you need is internet. Okay, all you need is internet to take advantage of this chat room. The other thing I want to show you is some of the videos that Nick does. These are some of the trade alerts. We went over that. This is a video about FedEx. The other thing that I do want to show you are the education videos. This is right here, okay? So for all the people that are new, I want you to pay attention to this, all right? Fitz, it's in the link. So you click on the link, it's going to give you the option to either do the annual or do the lifetime. With the lifetime, of course, you get a couple bundles there, but it's in the link. We posted it in the chat room. And if you have questions, you can send me an email. and I'll respond to you today, tomorrow. I work on weekends. Don't worry about it. All right. Like, I genuinely want you to be successful in this chat room. That I've been able to benefit a lot from these services. And, I feel like giving back sometimes. So here you can see, for all the people that are new, pay attention. Trade setup information. What are options and puts? If you don't know where to start, I'm telling you right now where to go. Okay. What are options and puts? What is a spread? Call options, definitions, and uses. Okay. Credit put spreads. This is our bread and butter. Table breakdown. When to book or set a stop loss. When and how to book profits. Why are these two very important? Because these two cover risk management. Nobody wants to talk about risk management, but we think it's really important for you to be successful to know these things, right? So that you know how to book or set a stop loss, so that a small loser doesn't become a catastrophic loser, an account blow upper, right? And then when and how to book profits, so that you have discipline, so that you know when to take profits and not be greedy. Because sometimes you'll be too greedy that you'll end up down on a trade. And so don't let your losers become account blowups, and don't let your winners become losers, and even worse, account blowups. So very important. I just want to emphasize these two videos. They're game changers. All right. This is why we use SPX over SPY. Lesson: breakout versus swing trades. You need to know what you're trading. Okay. I want you to know that, like, even though the markets are volatile, there are strategies to trade these markets. There are set strategies that you can do no matter what the market does. It's either going to go up, down, or sideways. Okay. It's not going to jump out of the screen. So you just need to know the strategies that you can use to benefit from the volatility or for the lack of volatility, right? Then you have what type of trade is best. As you know, the markets, will trade in different directions at different times. And you need to know what types of trades would fit each scenario. And a follow-up here is how to pick what type of trade, right? We went over some of these different types of trades. These two videos are going to help you out. You do not need a 1 year full, 20-hour course on education. The reason why Wall Street wants to make these things sound complicated is because they want you to give their money to a financial advisor. Clearly, I'm not a financial advisor, okay? But they just want to make it sound complicated so that you feel overwhelmed. And then you're like, you know what? Take my money and I'm going to pay you these fees, even if you blow up my account and lose all my money. I think that everybody is fully capable of learning these things. Everybody's fully capable of learning this and mastering these techniques, these strategies. And more importantly, it's going to be easier when you have an instructor, when you have a mentor, when somebody's holding your hand, literally, okay, throughout the whole day. This is only for the Inner Circle members. Alfred, same answer. So these are the education videos I wanted to show you. Before I move on here to the next segment, where I'm going to show you some videos and trade setups from Nick, does anybody have any questions about the chat room itself before we move on here to the next segment? Let me know. Otherwise, we could just carry on here. I'll give you guys a quick minute there. All right, we have a new family member, MTC 8503. Welcome, everybody. Give a shout out to MTC. It's in the house. Welcome. For all you guys that are joining, guys and girls that are joining, make sure that you can get in this chat room tomorrow at 8 in the morning or earlier if you can. This blue chat room that you're seeing, it's open 24/7. There's 101 people here, okay, right now in this exact moment in time, looking at Nick's important messages. And if we go here where everybody's chatting in the Inner Circle chat, right? The two channels, remember, we have 122 people live. You got a question, we got people there, okay? And all right, let's see, is Trevor, what's going on, man? We've been playing phone tag. Is Nick live all throughout the trading hours? Yes, he is live even before and after the trading hours, 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. every single day. Am I sharing my screen? I think I am, yes. Thomas, I think I'm sharing my screen. If I'm not sharing my screen, let me know, because I thought I was sharing that. Michael, no, they are separate. I mean, they are, everything is included in this that we're doing, this year-end special for Nick Shaheen. Correct. It's Nick Shaheen All Access, basically. Joe, let me put that link for you there. And my email is there as well if anybody does have questions. All right, last call for questions on the chat room before I show you some trades and videos. Let me know. I'll give you guys a quick moment there. I know there's a delay on YouTube also. Electronic radio, SQQQ. We trade the SQQQs a lot. I personally trade SQQQ and TQQQ. That's, you know, a volatility trade, of course, but that's my personal preference to trading, because when I'm trading, I'm not trading the whole day. You know, I'm trading certain moves. But again, you know, if you have a full-time job, you're really busy, you can't do that. It's very simple. There's different types of trades. That's a triple leverage ETF. You know, like if you're trying to do calm or passive trades, you wouldn't be using triple leverage ETFs. Everybody has like their own rhythm, and sometimes you got to find your own rhythm. If you're just starting out, you don't know what your rhythm is. You need to learn, number one, first thing. Correct. Yes, correct. He might touch on them. All right, so let's carry on here. Hey, I wanna show you guys. Doc, should I sell for taxes? All right, so let's go to Nick's important messages and let me find a video. All right, let's just watch. This is okay. Again, this is a follow-up video, okay, on FedEx. Let me show this to you guys really quick.
Hey traders, Nick here, doing a follow-up video to the one I did yesterday on FDX. Hey traders, Nick here, doing a follow-up video to the one I did yesterday on FDX. So yesterday I was chatting with the members live during the day. We decided to go long FDX based on what I saw in the options chain. And I recommended that it would be best, in my opinion, to not buy the options that expired this week because they were overpriced by a lot. To buy one out in time and use that overpriced status to our advantage. So the idea would be to do a call diagonal, and I will put a link at the end or somewhere up at the top to watch that video. There's a clear explanation as to how and why one would do that. So this video here is to show the results. So FDX rallied a little bit, and at the open the trade doubled. So it was about $200 to open. It was about $400 to close this morning. It teetered. It went as low as up only 50% to going back to about $340 to close. So, and I'm going to show you why this trade would work, even if there wasn't a rally. Like the rally wasn't that big. The spike was big, but they came back down to earth. So it was up 3.5%, the stock. But let me show you what happens to the extra premium that you pay for. So this here is this week's expiration. It was way overpriced yesterday. So this was the call I sold. The premiums for that call fell 70%, whereas the ones I bought only fell 13 or 14%. So this one died a lot faster and I had sold it. So that's a benefit in my pocket. So the differential grew between them. That's how I made money. I don't need to make money on the call I bought. I just need the combination to yield the result. Now this will almost pay every time except for when the stock collapses. We've done this several times. It worked most of the times. One time in Disney, I believe, or Nike, I can't remember, the stock reported and it fell like 12, 13%. There's nothing that's going to work on the call side. But I've had situations where I do something like this and the stock doesn't rally, and in theory you should lose money, and I don't because of that differential effect. So this is just a quick follow-up video that shows the benefits of knowing when to not buy something that's overpriced current. weak options, and using that knowledge to your advantage. So turn a disadvantage into an advantage. Let somebody else hope and benefit from their hope. In this case, I chose a diagonal, a call diagonal on FedEx, and it played out. I'm no longer long FedEx. It was just an overnight, quote, bet on the earnings reaction, and it was favorable. The trade yielded profits, and I was out. So I'm going to put a link here, somebody maybe upper right-hand corner, to the video from yesterday in case you missed it.
All right, so that was a quick follow-up trade. As you know, Nick will not only post trades, but he will post follow-ups there. Let me see what else I can find you here. There's an important video I want you guys to watch here, though. Before we do wrap this baby up, we've been here for, I don't know, like 2 hours, 30 minutes. And I still got a couple more hours to go. So let's see. All right, remember that I told you guys that Nick does a video every Sunday from 10 a.m. till 1 p.m. and you guys can attend live. Of course, the inner circle members. This is the video, and this is a separate video. This is a strategic market update. He does it every week. And you can actually join here, right? You can actually join on this, right? So which one do you guys want to see, the Sunday one or the strategic market update? The Sunday one's longer, I'll tell you that. So you might not be able to watch it all, but the strategic market update, I think it's like 10, 15 minutes. So let me know which one you guys think would make more sense to show you here, since we do have, I guess, limited time here for this. Jerry, Jerry. So basically, if you join, basically you'll have full access to Nick. Correct. You'll be able to private message him or message in the chat, and you do have access to him from 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. Again, I mean, the commitment on Nick's side, I've never seen anything like this. Somebody being there the entire day. It's really a great thing. I mean, for you guys, right? Obviously, Nick has to give up his entire life for it, but I mean, you guys are able to learn and make money with the group, with the community, which is a great feeling also, right? Okay, Gilbert says he wants to watch the Sunday video. Zachariah wants the second one. We got to make up our mind, folks. All right. We need somebody else to break the tie. Yes. And also separately from the live room, Jerry, you get the 20 email trade alerts a month. It's about 5 a week. No, we don't use Discord. We don't use any of that cheap stuff here. This chat room was developed and built by Benzinga coders and developers, and it continues to get improved. This is not set it and forget it. I want you guys to know that. I launched this chat room last year, and I'm going to keep pushing for improvements. I finally got push notifications for you guys. So, I mean, we're going to keep adding. Just tell me, what do you want? Give me feedback. The better the chat room is, the more you're going to enjoy it, the happier we're all going to be, the more successful and more resources we'll have to become better traders. All right, so we have a couple votes coming in. Manohar, what's up, man? Manohar wants to watch the strategic market update. Paul wants to watch Sunday. We're tied again. Jeez. Fitz wants to watch the second one. Manohar, you can't vote twice. We cannot vote twice, please. Fitz wants to watch the strategic market update. William wants to watch the Sunday. JVS wants to watch the Sunday. I mean, you guys are keeping it tied come on, like we got to break this tie. We're voting, Alicia, on which video you guys want to watch. The Sunday chart session. This is a longer one. We're not going to watch the whole thing, obviously, but we're going to watch 10, 15 minutes of it, or the strategic market update, which is 10 to 15 minutes. All right. Javier, strategic. Karen, what's up, Karen? People coming out of the woodworks here. Massimo Sunday. You know what? I lost track. We're going to watch both of them. All right. Let's put up the Sunday session one, and then we're going to watch the strategic market update. Obviously, keep in mind, this is from Sunday. We're like at Thursday. All right. But this is just to give you a glimpse of really what the Sunday session is and the type of analysis that Nick does and how this is going to benefit you, because he covers technicals, macro, micro, industry specifics, sector analysis, fundamentals, sector overview. No, but you can watch live, D. All right, let's go ahead and get this rolling here. We're going to watch the Sunday charts, and then we're going to watch the strategic market update.
G nailed this sucker on the way up. Vulnerable up here. I would not happen. All right, looks like I did not record 40 tickers. I apologize. Those who were here, 53 people, were watching. Sorry about that. Things happen. Okay, so Pfizer, vulnerable up here. I would not get, no reason to get long, although it could have some support into 50, but it's not an obvious entry point. If you missed out on all of the tickers, the past 40 between the two videos, they're in the spreadsheet. So you can see the charts and comments in the spreadsheets. I don't know what this is, Progeny. So I've seen it. I've seen the chart. It's back into support. So if I get long here, I would make sure to put a stop loss of sorts. I don't know why I would buy calls. I could be convinced to own shares from the chart alone, although I don't know the company, or sell a put or put spread. But it's not an obvious rally coming. Palantir, I own shares. I did not add. I have not sold new sets of puts to own shares. I would. I have not done it because I have too many positions open. So I'm waiting for a few to get off the board, maybe this week. Maybe on another dip into the sixes, bring it. Lower sixes. Good company. P&L still good. We'll see how they survive a slowdown in the economy. I don't know what this is. It is definitely not an obvious entry point here. What? What are you saying what to, Gus? PayPal, good company, cannot find support. That's why I'm still favoring Square out of this whole bunch. PayPal, Square, Affirm, and all of that. Iron Condor was the right way to do it. So I think the credit put spread will survive, but if it doesn't, at least you're hedged, so you have to manage that risk. What's the matter, Gus? What are you surprised about? Middle of the range on Qualcomm. Quite frankly, I've traded this one quite a few times, and it's too violent. Like during the day, 1 minute your credit call spread or credit put spread is working great, and the next minute, boom, it's gone on expiration day. So do not trade it on expiration day. It's pretty violent. Middle of the range. Rallies into 88 will find sellers. There are support levels around 75. Big volume on that big drop, whatever happened. Oh, okay. So, but he was here. So what's the deal? Okay. Roblox, I would avoid it. Okay, this was a target, and I don't know much about it. Rallies, I think, will be sold into 32. I don't remember why they fell, but whatever headline it was, make sure it didn't change the business. The top line is still good according to the P&L, so I don't know enough about the business. So make sure to study that. All I can tell you is there's no short-term support, so it's vulnerable from that perspective, and the rallies will find sellers. Very peculiar ticker. A good trend, but choppy chart. I don't usually chase those. Be careful. There could be some pretty strong resistance above 26. Ranggold, Royal Gold. Rallies into 112 could be sold. I think target 1 is 104, 103. Target 2 could be closer to 99. I like it better there. Almost the same comments as gold, right? The GLD. Rivian, I would invest in Rivian for the long term. Like if I were ever looking to buy shares in Rivian, I would take 20% of them here or 30% of them here and then buy some more later, because I'm starting to see a lot of them. And I live in Tesla country, as they say, and that's how it started with Tesla. I started seeing more and more and more, and now every car at the intersection is a Tesla where I live. So maybe this success translates into Rivian. I've seen all of its cars now. I've seen trucks, I've seen SUVs, and I've seen vans, work vans. So, and this is a target of a breakdown. I would nibble. Did I add it? I think I did. Yeah. Okay. Long-term investment, by the way, not short-term calls or anything. You want to use longer dated calls, that's fine. Roku falling into a giant candle. I guess you can say I'm going long into this and I'm stopping out if this fails. Simple as that. Tactical trade. The business looks still good. Look at this P&L. But they tell us, oh, the P&L shouldn't be that good. Okay, so everybody's selling it based on that fact. Yet it is that good. So what the hell? You can test your, you can test your intestinal fortitude with trading that sucker. This thing moves fast. SE, it gave back half the rally. So okay, perfect. If you ever wanted to get long it, this would be reloading on the dip. But I can tell you that it could fall a little bit more. It's a wonky scenario between 48 and 51. Be careful. Shopify, look at this. We cannot draw these lines any more perfect. Breakout 1, breakout 2, both played out. And now it's giving back about half. So it is vulnerable, like Microsoft and Google and all of those, leaving its stupid gap. When was that? Oh, of course, November 10th. Gosh, dang it, that day was horrific. We are so stupid as a market right now. I've never seen a dumber market than this one. Luckily we can take advantage of dumb, but it's just subjecting us to more violence than we needed. It's just a dumb market. I cannot believe Wall Street went dumb this fast. It's amazing. It's like after the pandemic, none of the old pros came back, and they left it in the hands of kids. That's what happened. Okay, Shopify has support at 35, but I think it's a solid entry below or around 33. So how do I solve this? I sell a put spread. Spreads are kind of, the quotes are weird, so just make sure you have the spirit for it. It's pretty violent. Not an obvious entry point. It might have a bounce to 86 or 88. I'm leery as to what happens there. Look at the two gaps below. Snow, higher lows, lower highs, drum roll, but I think it's a long time. It's going to consolidate. As long as it holds 136, 132, I'm okay. Then it has a chance of tackling every tough line above. These are not easy to take out. Sellers here, here, and here. Careful. You're going to have to be patient. SoFi. If you didn't own it and you wanted to risk it, I think it's a misunderstood company, but it does have risk from lending, so be careful. If I'm long, I don't add. If I want to get long, I could nibble. If I'm long Affirm, PayPal, Square, I wouldn't touch it because it's or Palantir. They trade the same way. You don't want to add the same stocks to your portfolio. If they can clear 4.8, 4.9, they could get to 5.2. I exited my longs here somewhere or here, and I didn't reload. I could reload now, but I'm long Palantir, so I'm not going to. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. SOXL, better entry inside the box. I know it's close inside the box. We've been right about it, like the zones, so I don't trade this, but I'm just giving you directions. SPG, vulnerable. Nice consolidation up there. So if you take this out, the moon, possible. But it's not an easy takeout, so I think it drops a little bit more. And watch the moving averages. Different company, SPGI. Vulnerable still to 325 or 320 because of the gaps below. And sellers on the bounce. Okay, SPY, what am I going to say? I mean, you'll see the whole video tonight. Could fall lower. Rallies will be subjected to sellers. Square. I would go long with a stop, or I would sell a put spread and hope for the best. Again, it does have a double gap here. I mean, a gap that they didn't fill. They kind of filled, so I'm happy about that. But if you lose this bounce right there at, what is that, 59.50-ish, you could get down to 54, which would be a better entry point. But I don't mind selling a put spread and risking it. There are sellers into 66 or higher. This one is at target 1 based on this red thing you see on the screen. Target 2 is below 1420. So the rally is into 1520.
Hey folks, really quick here. We're going to do the switch to the other strategic market update. Before that, okay, before we do get into that, I have to give a shout out to Trevor, Mr. Chef Power 503. Welcome to the family. Trevor made it. He's in the house. Let's go. Trevor, make sure to email me or text me if you got questions. I want you guys to be there early in the morning. Even though it's Friday, you can still make money on Fridays. Okay. Remember, we do a daily iron condor every single day, right? We obviously do it after the open. And there's other types of trades for active traders, for people that are buying calls and buying puts. Whatever rhythm, whatever instrument you like, Nick will be able to give you a song to sing to. All right. We have different types of traders with different strategies, with different goals, with different account sizes that basically are looking for different things, right? And that's really why, again, we do not have a cookie cutter approach. We have a custom-based approach to helping individual traders like Mr. Trevor, okay, find out what's the best fit for them. Because there's different ways to trade. Doesn't mean you have to do all of them, okay? You don't have to experiment by blowing up your account. Best thing to do is to get an instructor, a mentor, an educator. Like, you don't learn how to play unless you're, Mozart. You don't learn how to play an instrument without an instructor, like in a class or something like that, helping you, guiding you throughout the way. That's how life works. Like many people want to skip steps. It's like you want to go and you want to be a top-notch attorney, but then you have to go through school, you have to go through college, you got to go get your JD, you got to do all these things. You can't just jump into that, because then you're going to be lost, and then you're going to be wondering, why am I losing money? Well, 90% or more traders fail because they don't have a plan. They don't, and if you cannot make a plan if you do not have the knowledge to make a plan. It's easy to say, yeah, you need a plan, but like, how do you make your plan, right? So the first thing is education. Without education, you can't make a plan, and without a plan, you're gonna be emotionally trading, and that's really a big no-no. And if you do it alone, forget about it. Like, chances of you making it are not high. So if you want to try to wing it and do it like that, that's up to you. But I'm not only talking from my experience, but I'm talking from the experience of thousands of traders around the world. I've talked to about 9,000 people since I've been here, in Benzinga. Traders specifically, not random people on the street, like actual traders across the world. And you'd be surprised how normal and common it is for people to blow up their accounts. And the main factor that I've noticed amongst all these traders, it's that they're trading alone and they're trying to wing it. If you feel that this is, if you feel like, hey, that's me, I've been winging it, I've been gambling, throughout this whole thing, trying to figure it out. I mean, this is for you. This is literally for you, right? And ultimately, for what you're paying for the chat room, I mean, you're going to pay the market a tuition, like it or not. How much? It's up to you. But if you keep trying to wing it and try to figure it out on your own, basically it could be unlimited. I know people that have been trading for 20 years that are still losing money until they get into a live room with an instructor and a mentor. So how long you've been trading doesn't matter. It's really the quality of the time, the quality of, have you learned anything, or do you just want trade alerts? So education, trade alerts, guidance, mentorship, feedback, education, all these things add up, right? And on top of that, market discussions. What's happening in the markets? Why is it happening? How do we trade the volatility? Don't be a victim of volatility. You can trade and profit from it as well. So unless anybody, well, all right, we got to watch the other video, right? Okay, let me put the other video now, one sec. So this is a strategic market update. I don't think this is from today. The date is here. All right, that was done. So yeah, basically this is an example. This goes out every week. Check it out.
Hey traders, Nick here on Sunday night doing the strategic market update. The futures opened right now and it's dead flat. So I was hoping we'd get a clue whether they want to collapse into starting the week or not. But we had a tough week last week, but boy, was it wild, and I'll tell you why in a second. So what you're looking at are the 4 indices on a weekly basis to declutter. So we're looking at just one whole week worth of candles. And if you can look at how high we went in that week. But first, let's go back and recap what I had thought in last Sunday's video. I mentioned that we needed a dip in order to get better steam so we can come back and take out this so we can exit this descending channel. We have been lower highs and lower lows for a year, and we kind of went sideways a little bit, arguably, and that's the argument. So what we need is to dip, to come back, take this out with force, and get to this one and breach it, and we can get to an all-time highs. What am I thinking about all-time highs? Check this out. This candle was within under 5% of the all-time high. So it's not that crazy. I'm not saying we're going to go there without any rest. I'm saying that a healthy dip, as long as it's controlled, is okay. Think about it this way. This is the Dow. And if you look at the Dow, which they used to call as the market, we rallied whatever the Dow rallied. The S&P rallied 17%. This one rallied 22%. And we can't afford two red ticks inside of a 22% rally. So if we give up half, it's right here. So another 3.5% will be half the rally. And that itself is normal. So the problem is when we're starting to drop, because we rally too fast, we can't hold. And then we keep making these lower lows. That's why we keep making this descending channel. So the hope for the bulls now, and there is hope that the moving averages are starting to curl up. So the dip might find footing this time. So maybe this time it's different. There are some holes in the charts, and if you look at the weekly videos that I just shared, they have I specifically mentioned those holes. If you think about it, Tesla had some, Apple had some, Google had some, Microsoft had some. In other words, they rallied too fast on 11/11, and they have not covered that gap they opened on 11/11. Some of them have gaps from older. So overall, the red tick doesn't matter that much. It felt painful, but look at it. It's not that painful. It's just two ticks after a 17% rally, after a 22% rally. The QQQ 17.5, the IWM 17.8. So we rallied more than 17%, and this drop is normal. So having said that, nothing has changed last week. The Fed said nothing new. We finally understood. The market finally understood. We, as a group, our group, we knew it. I've been saying it. The market has misunderstood Powell's words for the last month. He has not changed his mind. In fact, he got more aggressive. He said, I'm going to be raising rates longer than I thought, to a higher degree than I thought back in September, except that I'm going to do it slowly. In other words, he's not going to raise any more than 75 bips, and he's probably going to drop it a little bit, and he did. But he said now he's going to extend it longer. This is probably the smartest thing he's done. Hey, let me slow down. Let me see if there's a delayed effect between my actions and the economy's destruction. That's basically what he's thinking. I would argue he should stop for a month and see what happens. Anyway, I'm not the Fed. So what happened? Nothing. We literally just are taking a breather in order to see where we're going to stop on the way down. So next week we have a whole bunch of reports about the state of the real estate market. And more importantly, we have a GDP headline on Thursday. Now this, folks, is the final GDP. All the GDP that we've had so far in recent history have been updates. So we had one negative GDP on a quarter. This will be the official second quarter. If it is negative, then expect people freaking out. Now I have to tell you, they changed the rules. 2 negative GDPs does not equate an actual declaration of recession. There's a bureau in the government that is actually has the final say. They can just deem it, nope, not a recession. And they'd be right in my opinion, but they can deem it not a recession. So this might freak people out on Wednesday night afternoon. They might want to lighten up for fear of the GDP headline on Thursday morning or whenever it comes out. So just be aware of that. And of course, the real estate data is not likely to be good. I mean, the refinance market has been decimated, and probably purchasing of homes is slowing down if you talk to real estate friends. Okay, so technically this is the SPY. It has a little bit more downside to go just based on this red mark, this red pattern. So there could be some downside. If I were you, I would focus on Apple. Why Apple? Because it is the biggest company on the planet, arguably the best. and it is at a must hold level. So from a daily perspective, this place needs to hold, otherwise this is the target. The problem with this is that if you go to this target, you will trigger this one, which is an even worse catalyst. But I cannot imagine Apple doing this alone. Therefore, what Apple does might be a hint as to what the markets do. So if Apple gets back to 137 and 138 and holds, we are in decent shape. So focus on Apple this week. Of course, it has no issues of its own, none that I know about. So unless Tim Cook really messes it up, Apple should bounce back and face resistance. So what happens on the dip versus the lows? Focus on Apple. Now, if the S&P wants to...
Really quick, folks, okay? We have a new family member, so, don't get too excited, all right? We have here Jill Lowe. Welcome to the family here. New lifetime member. Everybody, welcome Jill. Let's go. Take it on. All right, so let's finish watching this session here, guys. I just wanted to give you a little taste of Nick's style, right? Of Nick's cooking here. Let's finish the video here and we'll carry on.
Collapse like 10-20%. I think Apple, Microsoft, Google, and Tesla would be the biggest one to drag it down there. I say this because Amazon has already lost a lot of weight. Tesla, I told you that 140s are possible based on the weekly chart because the bears have it, but it can rally fast. Please, I would not short Tesla. And if you want to take starting positions long, that's fine, but know that this is the pandemic level and it's still 57% away from it. So Tesla can theoretically be 2 digits and still not be at the pandemic level. So there's no reason why it should go there fundamentally. Technically, it also has support, but technically it also needs to get back above 210, 213 in order for me to breathe a sigh of relief, meaning it could rally $60 before it hits the resistance. So don't short it, but don't go all in because it's down to 150. You understand? I'm optimistic in the long term. I'm not sure this is the bottom. It could be a little bit lower. So if I were forced to buy Tesla stock, I would only buy like 20% stake. All right. So in summary, we have some earnings as well. We have reasons to hold technically, and we don't have reasons to panic technically because, like I said, we are in a good shape on a weekly basis. The goal is to get out from this descending channel. The only way you can do it is to have a dip, have nothing happen, have the market stabilize, and come back and bust out. Do you remember 2 weeks ago, I used the stock called AVGO as an example, and I said, here's an example of a stock that needs to dip in order to break out, and it dipped and it broke out. So the market just need to do that, except the idiots did this in the markets in one candle on the Powell announcement. They went there and failed. So they drew the shoulder and then they immediately retreated. So I don't count it. So let's see if they can draw the shoulder. So the SPY looks like that. Look at it. You understand what I'm saying? Look, except they did this and failed immediately. So they need to hold after filling this gap. That's a weak point. They have more support here. So there's very good reason to stop here, come back, struggle for a week or two to come back to here, and then in about 3 weeks break out of here, or 2 weeks. Otherwise, we repeat, selling every rally and breaking into a new low. So take it one day at a time. I'll have an update for us in the morning and in the afternoon tomorrow because things are pretty fluid. Just don't do anything drastic. And don't listen to the news. It's garbage.
There you go, Nick, closing out hard with the truth, speaking facts. All right. So, all right, guys. So here's the thing. I've been here for about 3 hours. It's been what, like a 13-hour day for me. At this point, I'm already used to this. So, we're going to go ahead. Well, look, before we do wrap this up, all right, if you have questions, keep in mind, like in the chat, we posted everything. I posted the link for you to join. I posted the email for you to contact me if you have questions. Yes, you can talk to me. I have a real job here. Like I actually work on these chat rooms all day, all night, during weekends. You see me here And this is a commitment. This is a commitment that I took on 2 years ago. And my goal has been basically to help retail traders around the world become better at what they do. This is something that I think it's great that, we're actually doing this to help you guys, because I know that there's a lot of other stuff out there and it's really not good, but this is a totally different thing. So for you guys that are already part of it, you already know. So contact, and the link is in the chat. If you guys have questions, you know where to reach out, you know where to contact me. This is gonna expire at midnight Pacific time. So that's what, California time. And if you have questions, you got an email, you got my number, you can text, you can call me. I'll be happy to help you out and go over details and all that sort of stuff. So big shout out to everybody, all the new members here. We got Jill. What's up, Jill? Chef, what's up, Trevor? MTC, ADX, a whole bunch of other people out there. Thanks a lot for joining, guys. Make sure that you're there in the chat room tomorrow. It's going to be a very interesting day. Every day you can make money in the live room. Okay, so the more you can be there, the more you learn, the better experience you'll have. So big shout out to everybody. Let's go. Thank you. All right. Last session of the year. We got to make sure that everybody has a good time here. So we'll see you guys in the chat room tomorrow. Have a great day. Stay safe. Happy Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Whatever you do, just have a good time. Stay safe and join the chat room. Be part of our family. You're not going to regret it. It's great. It's amazing. We're there the entire day. We're there on weekends. This is going to be your new family. This is your money family. Okay. Basically, where you talk about trades, you talk about making money, all that sort of stuff. So big shout out, guys. Have a great day. Enjoy your holidays. Let's go, everybody. We'll see you in the chat room. $8 a.m., Paul. Be there at 8 a.m. All right. I want to see all you guys in the morning there. Chat room's open 24/7. We'll see you guys there.